did, Ethan. We all played in the first edition Dungeons and Dragons game. That guy who wrote Gates of Gan and who published the adventure we're playing in right now, but he GM'd it, and he's a fun GM. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Hey, Ethan, you want to screen share for us?
I would, but I am currently running a very process-heavy program that's going to kill any broadcast I do.
Oh, okay. Peter, you want to try and do it?
Yeah, remind me. I go over here to the left.
To the left, there's a green screen with an arrow on it.
Yep.
You can choose screen share.
Screen share. And I want desktop or
entire window. It'll say entire screen or application window.
I do application window and just put Roll20 in a separate browser tab or browser window.
Well, my three choices are desktop, Google Hangouts, or Roll20.
Choose Roll20.
Yeah.
Right. The Mac UI is probably a little different.
Probably.
All right.
Cool. So you are sharing. I will ping us to our location. When we last left our band of heroes, they had descended to the 3rd level.
That's right.
The caverns. And they came upon a band of men, armed and armored, standing in a circle around a glowing light. And these 12 men were meditating or standing silently. And the ranger, the warden of Kilbranus, charged them with rage and fury.
At our best attempts.
This is how people die.
Right. This is how people die.
This kid's character's killed. No, we had, if I'm not mistaken, one of these guys survived. No, because they don't have mouths or ears. We didn't keep anybody to question, did we?
No, I think they were all killed. One was trying to flee.
That's right.
But you stopped him before he could break away completely.
And trip the silent alarm.
And trip the silent alarm, correct.
Mandela critted and killed him.
Nice.
That's what she does.
That's what she does.
And we knocked out one of the guys.
I pretty much channeled Hammy in the game we were playing too.
Right. Let's see. Oh, Mike's just joined us on the Roll20.
Oh, I see him there. Hey, Mike. Oh, we don't know if he's on yet.
He's not on. He's not on the
Hangout.
Hangout. I will get that link for him. So just to back up a little bit about your descent into this place. You had marched through the valley and encountered a few those wandering trees and the creature of the earth with the long root tendrils and the palisade of wicker and woven branches. And then finally a black gate where you blew a horn and that opened a portal that you then passed through into this underground cavern. And you explored some of that cavern and then discovered a library with a great chest with some runes and a silver band around the chest itself. The only decipherable meaning from those runes were two words, send and mend. You then explored the rest of the underground cavern, found some areas that were illuminated by phosphorescent mosses and a burnt
like village or small set of cabins.
I was going to say village, but that did it too much justice.
Yeah, it was like more like 3 or 4 cabins, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And these small cabins, these small shacks, were placed about a great black oak tree that was encased in sort of a gelatinous mass. You left that alone and explored some more of the caverns. You found a mushroom forest, a strange altar, a bear with a collar, and a burial crypt with some ghosts that frightened you away.
Terrified the crap out of us is more accurate, but yeah, keep going.
And then circumnavigating the caverns again, you came upon a pool which you explored and found a great tendrilled beast. There was some parlance with this creature.
There always is.
But then you made your way deeper into the caverns. And these caverns that you entered were before a broken rune circle. And entering the caverns, you found a dead body, and then down a set of stairs to where there were some fiery walls that flickered and shimmered, and occasionally they dropped and lost their enchantment, and a great cold breeze brushed over you. And then at that time you heard a foul chanting. You did recover a prisoner, the warden of Kilbranus, and he took up his arms from the storeroom, and then you descended further into the caverns themselves, where you encountered the warriors, the silent warriors standing in a circle. I think that covers pretty much everything you've done or seen, unless there are questions.
No, no, that sounds pretty accurate. Oh, and those warriors were designed to thwart people who like word of command.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, clearly.
I took that personally, you know.
Hey, Gib, how are you?
How's it going, guys?
Good. I've been thinking also, this idea of magic items, one thing I've tried to do is sort of leave them a little bit mysterious, but that's sort of complicating things on my side from a record-keeping perspective. So what I'd like to do is just give you a description of the magic items. I will tell you their abilities as well as the penalty that they suffer, because in my universe,
everything has a cost.
Magic doesn't come without a price, and enchanted items or magical artifacts certainly do that. So is there anybody that would like to start in terms of
what do we have?
These magical artifacts? We don't have to do a full inventory recap, but if there's items that you have that I've told you are magical and you don't know what they do, I will do that now.
I mean, I think we know what Horus's fire enchanted longsword does.
Not exactly. So you do know that on a 19 in your crit range for a warrior, it will ignite the target, and upon igniting the target, we'll do an additional d6 of damage per round until those flames are extinguished.
Right.
But should you roll a 1 through 5 on your attack roll, the flames blow back on you, and you are ignited for a d6 of damage, and until those flames can be extinguished.
Kicks with the kisses.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
That's like Spellbringer. That's like a Stormbringer, man.
Right.
Nobody for me to eat. I'll eat you.
Nom nom nom.
Well, let's see. I had a question. Pretty sure it was Gerda who's carrying it. Yes, because she has the bowstring and stone arrowheads that we found down underground in that jar, all wrapped up.
Right. So that bowstring is enchanted. We'll add a +1 to hit with your weapon, but it's quite fragile. So every time you miss, you need to make actually, we'll just say that on a fumble with that, it's broken.
That's fair. And so the arrows are part of that?
Actually, what I'm going to say is on any miss with that bow, we just need to check. It's like a DC 10 to see if it's broken. DC 10 agility check to break the string. So you could apply an agility modifier there, which I don't think Gerda really has. But the arrows are heavy. They are short range, very short range, but they do additional damage. They do an additional +3 damage.
By the way,
Or sorry,
I do have an agility modifier. I have a 16 agility.
Oh,
Okay, I'm back.
it's a D6 plus a D3. That's the damage those stonehead arrows will do, but only at very, very short ranges.
Excellent. Well, I only have 6 of them, so I can't imagine using them all the time.
Right. Just something to keep in mind. And when I say short range, I mean like 10 yards kind of thing.
So D6 plus a D3. Very, very short range.
Correct.
All right. I think that's all of mine. I don't recall having anything else that
you don't know about, because you do know about the mace.
Yeah.
Hammy is carrying the short sword.
Oh, that's right. He is.
He's carrying the short sword of biting.
Yeah, but he doesn't use the short sword of biting. He just has
That's
it.
the one with the handle.
That's the one with the handle. Yeah.
Makes you bleed. He's not
Yeah.
using it because that's obvious what it costs you.
Right. Whenever you take up that weapon, it causes an additional a D6 of damage. But as long as you hang on to it, you don't suffer that. You don't then need to. It's not a periodic thing. It's like
just
when
the
you
first
draw
grasp.
it. Yeah, it's that first grasp and then when you wield it, I believe it's a +2 weapon.
Okay.
It's like Wolverine's claws. When he pops him, he cuts his the backs of his hands open.
Right. But the good thing about Wolverine is that he just regens that. So
right. Haven't figured out how to do that with Hammy yet.
Right.
So Cindella's got the Orb of Levitation. I think we pretty much figured out how that works.
Sure. So that Orb of Levitation, in order to expand it to make it float, you need to blow into it like a balloon or a ball, and that drains hit points from you. But they're stored within the ball itself. So when you want to collapse it, you draw in, and that returns the life force to you. So it's a D6 either way. So maybe a little bit will be lost, or maybe a little extra will be gained. It's just the
it's magic.
It's magic, and a single breath is kind of enough to lift a man. But more breaths can lift more.
Okay.
Boy, that would be something you could almost like have that be like a hit points battery.
Yeah, it could be. You could carry it around on a string and pass it around.
Have Boris put a bunch of hit points in it, and then just carry this massive
blow
ball
into it.
on his
You
back,
lose the hit points,
and then have Gerda heal him.
Then you down.
Oh, interesting.
You do it when you're on vacation, so you don't really miss them, and you're healing them up regularly anyway.
Exactly.
And you just carry this massive balloon with you.
You could try that, but there could be a penalty associated with such a
abuse of magic.
An abuse.
So it would start to lift up right if you got too much hit points, but then you just get some lead. You'd get lead. So the penalty would be that when you bring it out, then it'd be hard to move.
I think the issue would be a massive encumbrance penalty is what would end up happening.
I agree.
Hey, when you're hurting, you're hurting.
Or you could just accept that the divine radiance of Eldavar is who you should be worshiping and be healed.
Let's see. We have the demon heart, which I think is just a big demon heart.
So the demon heart adds to your saving throws, or provides a saving throw against elemental magic. Wind, fire, water, electricity.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah. Gib, you want that?
The drawback about it is it's huge.
Yeah, it's 2 encumbrance.
Well, I could probably get rid of some things that would unencumber me.
I'm just thinking it might be more useful for you having some resistances.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
And then there's the luck dagger.
Oh, the luck dagger. That's just a that's a luck.
It was just owned by a lucky halfling.
Well, it's like it's a sacrificial weapon.
Okay.
And it's like a totem of sorts, and it carries. We can see your browser just so you know, Peter.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
Don't
forgot
be.
I'm projecting.
Don't be. I just didn't want you to hit something that you didn't want to project.
I'm realizing I'm out of warp blocks. Bronze. Yeah, don't go to any porn sites. I got you. I'm out of warp block bronze. I don't want to forget.
Oh, they better take a note.
No, just use the phone.
Let's see here.
I just drop it in my Amazon cart
in your Amazon cart, right?
because it usually bounces me into free shipping at some point.
Right. It says, "Hey, wouldn't you really like to have this?"
Yep.
Let's see. So the benefit of that luck dagger is that it's that totem, that sacrificial totem, is that it stores however many points of luck I told you it does.
It has like 3 points of luck in it.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's very fragile.
Yep. No stabbing things with it.
Anyone else?
No, I think that's all of mine. The string is the one that had bothered me for a while, but now I feel I know what it does.
I mean, I guess I may as well ask since he's not here anymore, but Garrett, when he retired, had the magic tapestry.
Oh, that's right. He took that with him. So we're not carrying it around. And we can go.
No. It's part of the temple to Cornus, the All-Father of Time.
Sure. Seeing your death is the biggest penalty there. Knowing what awaits you at the end of the road.
It's a gift and a curse.
Right.
It is.
So is he like keeping an eye on us?
He always keeps an eye on us.
I mean, is it us that's on it, or is it his own life now?
Two gazes on the tapestry.
Oh, it's a shame. I was hoping he could keep track of us.
You haven't been seeing the carrier pigeons he's been sending, Horace?
Well, what isn't disenchanted? They're turkeys. Quick, send a carrier turkey.
Oh, is that what I killed the other day? Oops.
Yeah. See, that's why the messages aren't getting through.
Hammy keeps eating them.
They're delicious with potatoes.
Oh, and Gib has those giant, the big iron greaves that provide a stat.
Oh, right. Yeah,
stat penalty, but are a stat bonus to strength, but a penalty to dexterity, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
those are on his shins, right?
On his forearms.
Okay, remind me to put that in the drawing, Aaron. All right.
Okay. And
yeah, good drawing though.
They have carved runes and things on them. They're clearly magical, and the penalty, aside from the dexterity, is that all dwarves hate you. Those are a dwarven artifact, and should you show up into their presence, they would demand you take them off, kind of thing.
It's like me and my Kith plate mail.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kith mail, right?
Do you offend Kith when you wear it?
Oh yeah, they get pissed when they see him in it.
Well, at least the Kith lady princess did.
Slana Shah has begrudgingly felt you've earned it, maybe.
Maybe. So she thinks it would look better on her.
I know she thinks that. Okay, there, the horn that Slana Shah is carrying, the bagpipe of doom, the oboe of doom, yeah.
Oh.
What does that do besides what we've discerned, or did we nail it?
Well, it's just it does do what we've talked about, but it's just really big and awkward.
And only has 8 uses left.
Well, right. And it's about all she can carry, in 2 hands. It requires 2 hands to be carried.
It's a bagpipe.
It really is a bagpipe.
It's extremely fragile. It could be easily destroyed.
So, do we still? I can't remember. Did the guy that we pulled out of the stinky room next to the bear room? Is he still alive with us?
He is.
His compatriot died, but he's alive.
Did he take my bow, or did he find his own bow?
He got his own equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Fenlorth.
That's it. And Mike, did you say good drawing?
Yeah.
Did Aaron get a picture of my drawing?
I sent to Mike when we were playing D&D with Guy.
Cool.
A picture of the sketch.
Yeah, very good drawing.
Oh, I'll keep working on it then.
A drawing. I haven't seen this drawing.
No, at the con, actually, was one thing I was noting is I did a lot of drawing, which I haven't done a whole lot of in years. So that felt really good. That's a sign that something was, something was having a good time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see some of those finished.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Even
trying
as
to get
just-
a group
even as-
drawing of this group.
Even as just like simple line drawings, or
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll get some shots and I'll post them to the group.
Just
cool.
a line drawing at the beginning of every adventure. Just the comic book cover page.
That's it. Yeah, to keep everybody in the visual loop.
It's the thumbnail for all the videos.
I love it. And there's certainly there are certainly consumers for that type of art. I might be able to put you in touch with some.
Oh, cool.
You could take on. I don't
Some
know.
commissions.
Commissions might be the wrong word, but you might be able to certainly sell those pieces for publication.
That would be fun.
It would be fun, wouldn't it? All righty. So I think we've sort of talked through the update. We've looked at some of the magic items. I think I hit on everybody's key points. So you are in the chamber at the southern portion of this third level of the caverns. You've defeated the warriors that were in the masked helms.
The silent warriors, as I like to think of them.
Oh, yes, the silent warriors, the silent and stoic warriors.
And it was very, what was the name of that movie? Silent Hill? It was very Silent Hill-ish.
Right.
Because they were just like staring at that, and then they activated kind of thing.
Right, they turned around.
And in Silent Hill, there's a lot of those things that don't have like eyes or mouths.
Cool. All right, what will you do?
I think we should do some exploring.
The bodies, right?
You did search
Now,
the bodies.
I do think dealing with this chanter is a major priority, but I don't know if we're ready to go stepping in there knowing as little as we do. Is that just me being paranoid, or do you guys agree?
Say that again?
Well, that chanting demon, whatever, or silhouette we saw in one of the...
Sure, yeah, we could explore more instead of attacking it.
Well, my question is,
now that we're down a wizard.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But I'm just thinking, I can't help but think maybe there's something here that's going to help us or give us information about dealing with that.
Right, that's part of the puzzle. It usually works this way.
And we can hear the chanting from here, so if it starts to change in any way, we can move back there to try and deal with it if we have to.
Totally agree.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, my rule in life is to go left. Politically.
And we have Gerda and Hammy with us, right?
Yep.
Gerda, Hammy, Horace, and
Cindella.
Thanks.
And Gib.
Gib.
So it's five parties, 5 people.
5 heroes, 5 adventurers, 5 brave companions.
Plus
a ranger.
Risk camping, and then Gib could bring in an eternal warrior, but that's risky.
I think at this point it is, but the good news is we do have a ranger to help out. And heck, might end up a second character for Mike.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. And I will remind you that there is a character sheet that you can access. It should have all of his current stats, equipment, and whatnot on there. He is a warrior, but a warrior who prefers the bow. So he only takes his deed die with a bow.
Like Bard the Guardsman.
Though he does carry a longsword.
It very much is that ranger class.
For close encounters.
I like to keep this close encounters. Heard that.
Well, I say we go right or south, southeast, or we could go that one guy was running before Cindella.
Yeah, there's a passage that branches off to the north.
This is where he was running, right?
He was running in that direction, and you can see that the cavern sort of has no other entrances besides this passage to the north and the passage to the southwest.
Oh, so if I go explore, just Oops.
So if we do a quick thing, then it's this thing. And of course, when all the warriors were killed, then that light that they were all looking at disappeared, right?
Right. When Fen charged out of the darkness at them, the light disappeared.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, clearly their concentration
And
was
how did
causing
it? And how did it disappear? Did it disappear like going somewhere, or it just diminished to
It
nothing?
sort of faded away to nothing.
Okay, fair enough. And so Gibbs going to go search that area where that light was,
Okay.
wherever that was. I suspect it was. Where was that? Let's see.
It was sort of right here.
Actually,
Right.
pretty much the cross of those four squares.
So Gibbs gonna search the area and or feeling magical feelings.
Right. You don't detect any magic from that area, nor do you find anything.
Okie dokie. Let's proceed.
Let us proceed.
Indeed. Here, let me wash my brush. Sorry. I'm getting all excited about the truck.
Let's see. Horus now reduces in size and stature.
Yes.
And the hammy I'm moving is just the one that represents the group, right?
Yeah, the one with the yellow about him.
Yeah, the lantern.
Yeah, so again, like you're in a very funny, huge space. Each square is 40 feet.
Right.
The ceilings, soar out into the darkness. And the passageway continues to the north.
A giant cavern.
As you're kind of exploring this area, I will tell you when you come on junctures or other chambers, because it might be a little difficult for you to see with your limited light.
And well, we're clearly coming up to something.
Yeah, so here you approach a junction, a four-way intersection, as it were, with you at the south and passages going off to the north, east, and west. Go ahead.
Conjunction, junction. What's
Conjunction,
your function? Sorry, I had to.
We know you can't help yourself.
I can't. I say we go left.
When in doubt, don't go the right way.
I say right.
All right, Ethan. We got one for left, one for right. What do you want to do?
Flip a coin.
I tend to defer to Gib because he tends to guess well, though.
Well, we can follow Gib because I have to.
Because I have a coin. I'm broke.
Okay, so this opens into a large chamber. Give me just a moment.
No, please.
I
Make sure it's empty. Make sure it only has non-lethal things.
Non-lethal things.
Lots of money.
And a lot of treasure.
That's right. Take your time with all that non-lethal stuff. That's fine. Stupid green's getting everywhere. Ethan's doing homework.
Sorry, what's going on?
I said, you're doing homework. Nils isn't here, so I'm the only one painting.
I'll be painting once I finish my satellite tracking.
Excellent.
Okay. Sorry, just getting caught up on my notes.
It's a shame Reardon left the group because he would have been a good character to draw.
Who
left the group?
Reardon, remember? Reardon, the wizard who became an ape.
Oh, Ridian.
Oh,
Ridian. Thank you.
Simeon.
Yeah, I think of it as Simeon now. I think he's much happier, though Nils doesn't agree.
I think you should draw him as an ape.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Let me see what I can do.
I have to be there when you give it to Nils.
Absolutely.
So when you kind of enter into this chamber, from this direction, from the east,
Yep. Okay.
you can hear this, like the falling of boulders, like.
Does it sound consistent, or just as though as it was just occurring?
Or does it sound like it's moving towards us?
Make an intelligence check, both of you. DC 10.
Let me see who's got a better shot at that. Oh yeah, it's Hammy.
It sounds like it's.
Wow.
There's
horrible.
There doesn't seem to be any consistency to it all, but it's like it's rushing towards you.
Guys, it sounds like it's coming this way.
What will you do?
So
I think we should duck back into the hall.
Aren't you going to make the intelligence check?
I did. I rolled a 16.
Oh, got it. Got it. Right. It didn't see that. Yep. Let's move back in and assess the situation a little bit more.
Into the hallway.
Yeah.
Because if it is something big, we can at least try to only have to deal with it in a narrow passage.
Well, remember this passage is 40 feet. Well,
it's narrow.
Narrower. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we have a better chance here than we do in the wide open.
Good point.
Gerda cast out a light into the.
Yeah, I would like to try to cast light.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me make sure I've got everything I need here.
Yeah, that passage is only 10 feet.
Yeah, the main passage was 40. This looked narrower, but either way, it's big, but it's not as big as this big space.
Gerda, Horus,
Sindel.
No. Sindel.
He's figuring out random. Oh no, that's not good.
Horus is definitely in the front.
Oh man. And Gib. Sorry, I'm just grabbing your miniatures from the last encounter.
Wow. Can't complain about that. Too much, anyway.
Okay, I've brought your miniatures into the space. I'm going to give Hammy 30 feet of light, and I'm going to move the big marker to the GM layer just briefly.
I've changed the description of my light spell.
Yay!
Oh, in your spell book.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Let's see.
So let me know when I have an opportunity to roll a die.
I do. I'm just letting you guys make your marching order, as it were.
Oh. Well, we figure we've got Horus and Gerda in front. Don't we just... Who else do we have?
There's everyone there, so you guys can array yourself as you like and as you back into the tunnel.
Yeah, here, let me do this. Oops. How's that? Get him out of the way. Oh.
I did. I got him out of the way.
But now we can't see it. Now we can't see us.
I'll hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't see you because
he had the light.
Because the Hammy token that I just created for you, or just gave light to, I didn't say everybody could see it.
And he's being stingy and not sharing. Hammy.
See, all players see light.
We probably don't want to see it, do we? It's probably bad.
Why doesn't that work? Basic. So you were going to cast a spell, isn't that right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir. I was going to cast a spell. Light radius. Optional. Start of dim. There is no dim. 360. Oh, yes, sight.
Dazzling sunlight shines down upon Gerda's target.
Aww.
There, I fixed it. Now you all should be able to see light. And what is your target?
My target was roughly here. We're on the edge of what we could see, so trying to push it further.
Okay, maybe like just
More actually,
outside.
yeah, more like that. Yeah, because it's coming from that direction. I want to have a little more warning about whatever it is.
Okay. And how big is this light source that you've created?
That is what I'm checking because it's the same as dark, right? Just
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
I'm going to send.
we have the write up, don't we? I keep forgetting about this.
Oh, and does not look like I have control of Sandela.
I have written up the spell for you. I'm going to get it now, and I'll share it with you, so you can update your spell book at your leisure.
It looks like I don't have control of Sandela right now.
I will fix that. Plain stuff.
20 feet away, 20-foot radius sphere of darkness, well, light that remains fixed in that point for the duration of 1 turn. So let's see if light is the same. Where would I glue it in my spell check, in my spell book, by the way?
You would just edit the entries, I guess, in the spell book. I don't know. I'll look at it too with you when I have time.
Yeah, because they're kind of basic what you can put in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can help you walk through it too.
Excellent.
When I'm not, tracking satellites.
Yeah, it's important. And keep those Russian ones out from over my house, would you?
Well,
Okay, I've just put a link into the drive. And did we say how big that effect was?
Yeah, 20-foot radius.
What was your result? Pardon me.
17.
Yes. Within 20 feet of you creates a 20-foot radius that lasts for a turn. Perfect. It's a ray of sunlight, isn't it?
Dazzling sunlight shines down upon Gerda's target. Dazzling is what's important. Because it's nice. It's comforting for those of us from the surface when we're down here.
And this one you cannot move, if I recall.
No, I think you need a higher roll for that, but it only lasts a turn anyway, so.
10 minutes, pretty long enough for a combat round.
Absolutely, and long enough to see some giant earth elementals charging towards us.
Earth boulder thingy, yep.
Are we going to be all hanging around out there, or do we need to move ourselves?
You need to move yourselves. But,
where's Hammy's? Yeah, actually, yeah, I can't. I got Hammy.
I think there was some problems about who could move whom.
Yeah.
Like Sandela is not movable, which I will fix.
Yeah.
We'll put Hammy. Yep, we'll leave Hammy where so people can see themselves. Yeah, I can't move Sandela either, which is probably best. You have to be my hands, my touch. No way, man. I know what you like to touch.
Yeah.
She's caught in the dark space between 2 lights. How perfect. Hey, I just noticed the DCC. I guess is that the cleric picture? Or is it just random which picture it drops in the spell? But it's the DCC cleric. It's a female.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. I don't know how they choose what art goes with the character sheet. I think it's probably by default.
Because he's like, well, that's kind of Gerda. But my Gerda wears far more clothing. But hey, each his own.
Sure. Okay, everybody should have access to those tokens. And out of the darkness, this lumbering beast. And that is the sound of those boulders crashing towards you.
I knew it was not good. All right, guys, what are we doing?
So go ahead and array your battle line, and we'll roll for initiative. Also,
Hammy's back further. He's just where he was so we could see the characters. But I think that's Horace right up there, right?
Yep.
Crap. I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me.
Fire a lot of crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
So what is it that we see anyways?
It looks like an Umber Hulk.
A lumbering stone beast.
That's worse.
And in the shadows, weak spot. In the shadows behind it, you can see flittering shapes, but they don't come into the light. But this thing is charging right at you.
Is this thing glittering?
Is it glittering? No.
Okay. I'm just hoping that there's only one of these.
Well, right.
I'm in full agreement.
I'm not even sure we can kill one of them.
That is true. I agree. I am not certain either.
Yeah.
Um,
I assume Cindella's palm is not glowing any more fervently than it normally is.
No, it is not glowing.
Okay. I think it's time to open up.
Yeah, fire everything, and then we're gonna have to deal with hand to hand.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Anybody casting a spell?
yes.
I figured you would. I think I might, but I don't really. Bolt of Blue lowers ability scores, so that might be good.
While you guys are doing that, I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back with you.
Okay, I think this is a big nasty thing. What are we gonna do?
I think we aim for the big weak spot.
Well, we could.
It's a rock.
Yes, it momentarily stops in a circle with lines in it. Gets really close and shows us where the weak spot is.
You see this big red
Just
like
in a video
crosshair
game. Yeah, exactly.
target reticle show up.
I'm happy to try word of command our go-to, because this thing doesn't look like it's faceless without ears and nose. But
I'm
Bolt
just
of
worried
Blue-
I won't understand what you
totally
say.
agree upon that, and that's why you
Yeah.
should be the first one to cast.
Yeah.
Or we could retreat, farther back and see what happens if we want to play it. But if there's something this big here, then there's probably something here worth.
Yeah,
Getting at.
yeah. I hate to say that, but I think you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, I also think we have to get into that chest as a concern I have. The one we haven't figured out how to unlock,
Yes,
that
correct.
incredibly intricate lock. Yeah. Also, we don't know if we can get out of this space because that big fish guy's out there. Okay, but this time we're dealing with this. So what do you say? Word of command or bolted from the blue?
Word of command.
It's a great one.
You can cast twice. Oh, no, not until
You
next
can.
level.
I think if I survive this adventure, I'll be able to cast twice because I'll be level 6. So
while I'm thinking about it, talking on the level of leveling up, Cindella's only level 4. And
only?
She has
more, boo-hoo.
No. More being, is she able to level up to 5 during the adventure at all?
Historically, no. We've got to finish it before we can do any leveling.
Right.
Okay.
We have not none of us leveled up.
It has only been. Let's see. Looks like Gib is still large. Oh no, maybe he's not. Fix that.
If Gib was cast on 2nd, but I don't know how long. You could declare him that he's not.
It's past. Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm just getting a couple of my references. Did you guys decide if you're casting spells and we need to do an initiative roll, correct?
Yeah.
I need to make I need to do a monster thing, figure out the monster stats, which
it's a monster thing we wouldn't understand.
We wouldn't understand. Let's see, where is that?
It's an excellent opportunity to try my short range bow damage, though, that's for sure.
10 yards, 30 feet.
It's right there, man. Shorter range, and it's going to be swinging at me.
Let's see here. All righty. Figure out how to do those calculations a little bit better, but this will work for now. All right, it is an initiative -2.
Meaning we have a -2?
The creature does.
Oh, because
Okay.
it's rock and moving slow. All right.
But it's moving fast.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a 17.
All right, it's first.
We're not moving fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
See,
We're a little confused by this creature.
Yeah.
Understandably
it's
so.
probably startling. Is
No kidding.
Yep, definitely.
I picture that big pile of rocks from Galaxy Quest.
The spoof movie, yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not able to close to melee with you.
So how big is this thing?
It's larger than a man.
Right. Is it like 15 feet tall?
Ogre size?
10 feet tall.
10 feet tall. And now that it's closed on us, has these other things closed in around the light, or do we see anything?
You don't see anything. Actually, make a luck check. Gib. Yes. You do see something flitter through the darkness.
Oh.
What? Wait.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa! Run!
Yells out, we're running.
Run!
Yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here. We are getting the fuck out of here.
Thank God Gibbs' luck came up.
No shit.
We are running, and we're probably having to wash our clothes after this.
No kidding.
Well, the scale probably was a little bit wrong. The size of those creatures is about like that.
I don't care.
I just want you to know, like,
It wasn't a dragon.
It wasn't
A full-size dragon.
The scale was wrong, is what I mean to say.
It was closer to us than
They're dragon hatchlings.
Well, it was in the dark, right? So it's
Sure.
kind of scary anyway.
But the head was the size of that Umber Hulk, man. Are you saying we might not have to run? It's like, wait a minute, this is 4th level? A 5th level? What?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
He's saying
How
we
tall
should stay and
is
die.
Is the ceiling is the ceiling like equal all around us, and we're just kind of like in these labyrinths then, rather than tunnels?
Right. It's this great underground labyrinth, and the scale is immense. So imagine that the size of the caverns are as immense, and the height of the ceilings are as immense. There may be a ceiling up there, but your lantern light hasn't been able to.
And there's no ceiling at this crossroad either, right? So
not that you can.
So these flying things can very easily fly
and swarm us.
Right? So
they will fly. They are flying. They are floating in the darkness.
Gib sticks to what he bases his instinct is to say. We need to
stand.
We need to run.
We need to run because they're going to chase us down no matter what.
Well, I think that we're just going to have a bunch of stuff piling in on us. We have no cover, really.
True.
I mean, we could stay if you guys want to go for it and just pull our bootstraps up.
You know, I'm good with running, honestly.
Let me try casting word of command as we run. All right. So we may have a fight at the crossroads. I say we need to go south and not into a new place either.
No, I agree. That's what I was thinking. We're just going to go back the way we came and see if we're pursued. And if we're pursued, then we're going to just deal with it.
All right. So you want to start moving folks back, and I will.
So we all running except for you, Gerda.
Well, I'm casting and running. Whatever I can.
So that means you get half, right?
She gets her one action of movement.
Right. Well, Hammy's not that fast, so I don't want to outrun him anyway.
Oh, Horus is really slow too. So
yeah, Horus and Gerda will bring up the rear and try and protect you guys. So it's not like we have a choice.
Yeah. Zendella is like gone.
Where are you going exactly? Because you have just one light source.
Well, Hammy,
Hammy
would like to go to right about here so people can come around, and then he'll be the light source as we head further south.
Okay.
Cindella's going down there.
She likes the dark.
You know?
You know what we should do? Right there.
Into that little alcove.
Yep. Right there. Put a line. What do you think?
I agree.
All right.
So
Let's go. This freaking Umber Hulk's going to run us down anyway, but let's try to go there and at least give it a harder shot.
Why don't you go ahead and move? Why don't you go ahead and move Hammy? I'll make some adjustments to what Gerda can see.
Well, I'm not going to move Greta right now. Sorry for moving Cindella there. There we go.
It's okay.
And Hammy's going to try and stick close to the wall.
I love that the those tokens put the fear of God into you guys.
Fuck yeah. It would flip the fear of God to you too if you saw multiple dragon-sized dragon figures right there.
Ah!
I'm like, well, since when are we playing 10th level DCC?
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Thought we
When
never
we're
wanted to
down-
ever see a dragon in this game.
Yeah, when we're down
It's
a
like
quarter
when-
of our group
yeah.
too.
It's like when my Elven Dragonkin army shows up and there are 7
I mean,
dragons.
that's
in
the
a
only
1500
that's the only
army.
miniature I had. So
Oh, I get it. It's just when it was so big, I was like, holy crap, we're dead.
so what
And
it
there's
what
more
it
than
what it
one of the...
what it does look like are like little stone flying creatures,
Almost little like
Notice he used
reptilian
the word
gargoyles.
little this time.
like about the half the size of a man. Is
Notice he used the word little this time.
But the reptilian has
So-
Those are
bat-like wings.
nothing. You could easily. Well, still, Gib thinks that these narrow causeways will maybe keep them from flying this direction.
Or at least
Mm,
slow them
or
down
slow 'em
so we
down.
can't get swarmed. I
So
agree.
we don't get necessarily piled on. By
Right.
So
a
I see
running thing.
Cindella's moved that direction. Are you guys heading into the...
So Gibbs going to go as far as what he thinks Hammy and Gerda is going to get to in hopes that he still has one action to cast something to as well. If need be. So he's not gonna outrun
he's
the-
not
the group.
abandoning. He's not
No.
abandoning.
I would
Gerda.
say we were doing a forced retreat. We are not doing a flee. Does that make sense?
Sure, you're falling back.
Falling back,
Yes,
thank
Yeah.
you.
correct.
Forrest is keeping to the side of Hammy just to protect him, and Cindella is kind of fading into the darkness.
So Hammy's taken his one action and fallen back into the hallway, as it were.
Yes.
And Gerda and Fenlith are standing before these beasts.
We're backing up, giving the word of command to flee, hoping that'll at least slow them down.
Okay, so you're casting word of command on the Umber Hulk. I mean,
Yes.
sorry, on the Rock Beast.
We know it's not an Umber Hulk. It just looks like it because that's the miniature you painted.
Yeah, I mean, I had to buy it.
It's
Yeah.
just too cool. And then I painted it. We got to use it. That's a nice roll.
Oh, 16 plus some, plus lots, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus level plus 1 for the day. So that is a 24, baby.
Let's see how he does.
I'm sure
Oh.
it'll bounce, but
Oh, he
oh
saves.
fuck.
oh,
Fuck me. How about all the other creatures around him?
Holy bejesus.
Well, what was the effect?
Because the 24 is a cleric can speak a word at multiple targets within 60 feet of his location. He can target up to 6 creatures, each of whom must be within range and within line of sight. The same
Yes.
command applies to all targets, and each target receives its own save.
And so we're going to get to
Okay.
see how many creatures
And those things
there
are flitting
that-
in and out. you know.
Exactly.
So maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. That's your call, obviously.
Whoops.
I
So
wish you would. I
6.
wish you had not rolled that 20. You're really messing with
he'll
my
have
word
to
of
divulge
command.
how many creatures there are, though. That's the thing.
Hey, maybe, but I just resent that 20 because it's like you're out to get word of command. I don't have sleep spell. I got to go with word of command.
Interesting. Okay. And what is the effect for that word of command? They have to flee for X number of
For the rest of my life.
X number of years.
A few millennia.
The command for a number of turns equal to 1d6 plus the cleric's level. So at least 5 turns. And so 10 turns.
Okay. That's a long time. That's almost 2 hours.
Oh, thank goodness. Too bad it wasn't the Ember Hulk, but I tried. I think it's going to kick the shit out of me.
And it was number of targets plus at caster level, is that right?
Yeah.
So I heard that as 5.
I think that's what it was. Or was it up to 6? Let me double check this. No, we're not doing Stinging Stone.
Well, it's probably a total of 6, but one.
Oh, yeah, because one of them was the Ember Hulk. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but
it was up to 6 targets.
I think that Aaron's needing to roll for all of each individual one.
I have done.
Oh, okay.
Behind the screen.
And it makes sense that we wouldn't know.
You heard a clattering of the dice behind the screen.
So who's that behind Gerda? Who is that? I don't want to be moving.
That's Fenlith.
Okay, I'm trying to move him along with me because I figure I don't want to go too fast because I know I can't just run because you're doing things. With
you have one phase of movement. It's probably 20 or 30 feet at your
which would be one square.
Your encumbrance, which would be half a square, would be 20 feet.
Okay, so that's about there then.
Okay. You could also use the ruler if you want, but I'm feeling good about what you've done.
Okay. And that's Horus, right?
That's Horus, correct.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go shoulder to shoulder a lot. Though we really need another warrior. Did you tell Sellens we needed another warrior?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good answer.
Is he going to join us?
He had threatened he might.
Well put.
Yeah, I hope that he does one of these days. The problem for him is he doesn't have a laptop to be able to run this kind of stuff, or a desktop. I think all he carries is a tablet.
Yeah, or his phone.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, anything he needs the computer for, he uses his work computer because everything like that is writing, and so he does it all in his office and uses his work computer for that. And at home, I don't know if he doesn't have one at home.
All right. Well, here comes this beast. Were there any other spells going off, or
what about Gib? Wasn't he casting Destroy Stone Creature?
Yeah, he's going to cast Destroy Stone Creature.
Interesting.
No,
I wrote that one in crayon.
He's going to cast Lightning on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your spell check.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, so that's 19 plus 8. Which is 31.
Holy crap.
Forked lightning. The caster releases 5 lightning bolts. So this is the same thing that happened last time. Except that, so if there are 5 targets within 60 feet, then I can hit them. But that would be up to knowing if.
Yeah, you might not be able to see them. So we'll give you a luck check after you throw your damage against the rock beast.
Okay, so one will go after the rock beast, whatever that is.
Okay.
And that is and then we can do the whatever you want to do after that.
Sure. Go ahead and throw your damage against it.
So the first target receives 4d6 damage.
Bam.
Is this a new round?
It's the end of the first round.
Gotcha.
Because we lost initiative.
Right.
So 13.
13. All right. It's still standing, but like huge chunks have been blown out of it, and it like staggers and stumbles down to both its knees as it lunges towards Gerda and Horus. Arrgh.
Nice
So,
shooting,
so then how it's read
Oh,
is
it's still right here. It hasn't closed with you guys because I charged you, and it was your initiative, and then you're doing your stuff. So it's still coming at you, but hasn't quite reached your position. So next turn it might be able to fight you.
So this can attack up to 5 beings in the area.
Okay,
And
so you
so
you blast a huge chunks of rock and dirt and debris off of this creature.
Right. And there's 5 other.
Go ahead and make a luck check to see if your magic can hone in on another target in the darkness. No,
it does not. That's fine.
Righty. Is that everyone? Is it a new initiative round?
Yeah, because Hammy's too far back to shoot. He's providing light. I assume he can't fire over them.
He could set down the lantern and draw his bow.
So
or crossbow.
That's what he will do.
The question for the wizard would be is, did we move far enough that he would only get 1 spell off, or could he cast another one with the distance that was covered?
I think you have, how many action dice do you have? 2 or 3?
3. So 2 spells and 3. He can cast 2 spells.
You have 2 action dice, right? Yeah, you can cast another spell if you like.
He's going to cast Eckham's Mask.
So he can see into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And what is his radius of sight?
Well, let's see what happens with the spell.
Doesn't look like he's succeeded.
5, 6, 7, 8. He just manages to get it.
Does it give him night vision?
Yes, it does.
Just tell me how far it is.
The mask grants infravision, showing the caster to see up to 60 feet away.
Okay.
And then the +3 for 5 rounds.
Okay, you can see into the darkness there, but the problem is your friends are sort of blocking your line of sight. Like if you're a little bit closer, you might be able to see a little bit more, but
not worth it.
Just letting you know that you now can see. Yeah. How long does it last?
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
That's a handy spell.
I'm going to step away for 1 second and go get a drink.
All right.
Go back.
I'm going to stay right here and take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find a really good famous truck license plate. What am I going to use?
Gas and go. I don't know.
Maybe let's put IP freely. I don't know.
I think if you watch Cars again, there's one.
That's a good point. Thank you. I'll do that because the Volsung
Cars
trucks.
Or what about Lightning McQueen one?
That's Cars.
Is that Cars? Oh,
yeah.
Got nothing.
No, but you're in full agreement. Okay.
All right. Last 5 rounds.
I have a feeling I don't have time to cast another spell. I just need to ready my shield and mace.
Right. So now it's an initiative check. The creature's like bearing down at it's got blasted and it's like almost kind of crawling towards you.
I don't like this. It's not natural. Rocks should be on the ground, not crawling around.
I concur.
I'm back.
Excellent.
Interesting. Alrighty. It's an initiative check.
Come on, Horace.
3.
Beat a 3. And I'm sorry, I forgot to ask for spells. So if anybody'd like to
yes.
get a spell.
No, I think we determined where I am. Casting a spell is not my best interest, whereas arming myself is.
Okay. So it looks
Okay.
Forrest
counting
can
on
beat
Gib.
a 3. You guys are up.
All right, Gib.
Yeah, you want me to shoot off first?
I'm not casting. I've got
Oh,
shield,
okay. Just
shield,
me.
magic, mace.
Okay. Lightning coming online again.
Go for it.
It's like a big Tesla coil.
Yeah,
9,
pretty much.
8. So that's 17.
17.
Let's see what we get out of the 17.
I believe. No, it's a bad joke. Never mind.
The caster releases a single lightning bolt aimed at one target. The target must be within 100 feet, which it is.
Mhm.
Then it takes 3d6.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
$14. Not a bad number.
Show us what happens. It destroys the beast.
Nice! It's coming right at us.
So seeing that the wall is, and moves in and out and whatnot, so this lightning bolt kind of like follows the wall and then goes up and then actually comes straight down onto it, like re-honing in on the closest point to Earth.
Nice.
So as if it's got like iron ore in it, just comes down and right through it.
Sweet.
There we go.
That's awesome. So, and you're showered with rocks and dust.
And that's why I said Bella was not in range to get hit by rock and dust.
The only thing that remains of this beast is a huge black stone. It's like barrel sized. It's black. It's almost like something like maybe coal or maybe obsidian or maybe both.
Wow.
And this was like powering it or something. I don't like this. I don't like these dark druids at all. We've got to stop whatever it is they're doing. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have to go up there and take on whoever's doing the chanting.
The gargoyles.
Yeah, but for now, I think
So
I think
technically,
you're
if
right.
we proceed back to where we were going, it would cause those things that fled to keep on fleeing, right? Because we have 2 hours, right?
You don't know how many.
Well,
two
how many are
hours
left?
because of
But
what?
We have 2 hours with 5 of them. Assuming that there were less than 5 or 5.
no, we have no way of knowing that. So I say we advance slowly and carefully back to what we were doing. Because the light spells. Well, if we're still in combat rounds, the light spell's still there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what's going to happen. So, you guys, Gib blasted the rock creature, and skittering from the darkness, you can see these 2 sort of winged stone beasts.
Mm-hmm.
They come fluttering out of the darkness, and they're shrieking in rage as they spit stones down on you. And there's going to be 2 attacks. They will come
hiding in the corner
against. Let's see. It looks like there's 3 targets there. A D3 clockwise. We're kind of hand waving some of this. One hits Hammy, and another hits Horus, and they require a. That goes 16. Are the attacks against Hammy? Hits AC 7, and then Horus hits AC 13. I think those are both misses against you.
Yes, fortunately.
So these 2 creatures are sort of fluttering around at the edge of the lantern light. It's still a combat round.
Okay.
Somebody make an initiative check. These guys are a little bit faster than their colleague.
Doesn't surprise me.
Let me see what it should be.
It should be in our favor. What?
Totally in your favor.
Well, that fight certainly went our direction. I can't make no complaints.
Going to roll for initiative?
Yeah, I was just catching their initiative themselves.
Their modifiers, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're different than the big rocky guy.
Right. And yeah, they're going to be +4 initiative. There it is. Oh, anybody casting a spell? Let's cancel that roll.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody casting spells?
I'm going to try.
All right. Gib?
Yes.
Here's the initiative.
Much better. Thank you, Aaron.
7.
Yes.
Ooh, they're +4 guys. They're fast.
I did it.
Yes. But we're going to have to get them.
Cinderella's hiding.
With her mace in her right hand, left hand gesturing in the holy symbols. By all that's holy and above land and under sea, go back! Flee!
Oh, you're casting word of command.
Damn straight it works.
All right. Let's see what you got.
I'm trying. We'll see how she feels about it. She's good.
Oh, they get a save?
They do.
Boy.
But
21's a pretty tough save, so that one's
unless you roll another damn 20.
Nor will that. So they fly back into the darkness, out of your line of sight. Good job, guys.
Are we out of combat?
Out of combat.
I'm loving that visual of this thing bearing down, us stepping back, throwing word of command, bouncing off of it, lightning blowing crap out of it, and right as he gets there, boom, blows into little pieces. Nicely done.
You see Cinderella like peek her head out from around the corner.
Is
it gone?
Is it okay?
This is how the last party she was with died, right?
Gib's going to look at that rock.
Okay. It's big. It's kind of hot. And
it was highly
while he's doing that, Hammy's going to go to the edge of the lamplight to try and keep an eye on with his infravision.
Oh, into the chamber?
Yeah, just to the edge of the lamplight. Gerda will be there to back him up, even though she can't see shit.
Okay. Yeah, the stone is like some sort of summoning stone.
Interesting. Does it look like something that he could actually run?
If you had a capacity to summon something, you might be able to bind it with this stone.
Oh, so in other words, does Gib feel that it's summoning an elemental force, turning it into like a golem type of thing?
Yeah, you think that you would be able to sort of, if you could draw one of these elements of the earth to you, you would be able to bind it with this rock.
Yeah, but Gib knows that that's not his forte, or even his
desire.
Well, or even his jack of all trade.
His capacity, yeah.
Yeah, it's in a different realm.
It's good to know your limitations in this game. It really is.
Try, but he just doesn't feel like he has really even the beginning to do that. He doesn't feel like that the lightning nor the fire that he summons is elemental in nature. It's more in the lines of it's magical in and on itself.
Yeah, it's magical fire, magical lightning. You're not summoning natural forces.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Nor those beings that are of that stuff.
Cool.
Does Gib feel like it should be destroyed? Ask that of Gerda. Gerda, should we destroy this?
Yeah, do we sense evil off this thing?
It's not evil, it's just powerful in it's powerful in its own right. It's like looking at like a Jaguar engine.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, right. It can focus it, it can bind it, it can hold it, but it's still just an instrument in and on itself.
Right.
So how
Like a-
heavy does it look?
Like about 300 pounds heavy.
Yeah, so it's unmovable.
Hmm. Well, I don't know if we can, if we even could destroy it if we wanted to.
Does it
Hmm.
look like that the rock could be destroyed by magical or by impact?
Hard to say. I mean, you could certainly try it.
My opinion is you just blew the holy crap out of everything around it, and it's fine.
Yeah, but it can be used again. If we're not
Oh,
able
yeah.
to scourge out this,
You want to spike
this-
the cannon. I get it. I'm in
right,
full agreement.
exactly, right.
Or have it healing
That's-
up while we're wandering around.
But that's we'll think about that on the way back. We'll probably be coming back through this.
Yeah,
as a
let's hope
group.
it's not sucking rocks towards itself as we're doing that.
Yeah, and if so, then we can dispatch it again. So let's explore this right hand cavern.
All right, explore away.
I like to stick near walls. Is that all right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, you're not going to.
That's what cats do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And halflings.
And halflings.
Exactly.
And they're both known to get excited.
Take naps in the
about-
sun.
And yeah, and like sardines.
So here you can see a passage descending to the south.
Are they?
And
do they
then
go
the rest of
down?
the chamber it doesn't. It just runs off to the south, this passageway. This little blob that you see kind of splits the passage east and west.
Shall we keep exploring this main chamber while we've got these things afraid of us?
Let's pause for 10 seconds, and Gibbs going to attempt to listen to hear, see if we can hear
Okay.
anything.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and make an intelligence check. See how well you do. D20. No, you hear shit ringing in your ears from the lightning bolts that you had blasted off earlier.
That's awesome.
Hey, Gib, could you listen to the passage? What?
Huh?
You want me to blast it with lightning?
No. Sorry,
No, we
go watch
wanted
my
you to
impression.
bless it with good tidings.
Are we going to go down this little side chamber or finish the main chamber we're in?
Let's I say so. We've got what, 2 hours with those floaty thing, with the flying things.
Most likely they're going to keep their distance from us for about 2 hours.
I think let's explore this stuff.
This stuff?
Yeah.
The south.
Yep.
Hey, look, it's a sperm.
Continues
okay.
down to the south there.
Yeah. Let's roll down that.
Or a tiger eye. You know, we're going to find out this makes some big picture when you can see it all in the
Pretty
light.
much.
Yeah.
We're descending a dragon's into his gullet.
Into
nose
gut.
or something. Yeah.
So
We're
the
climbing up the
passage-
demon's ass.
Hold on.
So
We're coming up with some.
This passage opens into a small chamber on the scale of things that you've been seeing here. And in this chamber is a 6-foot round slab of granite, and it's almost transparent. You can kind of see through it a little bit, and it's floating about 2 feet up off the ground. And as you kind of sort of come into the entrance of this chamber, all of you you just feel sick to your stomach, nauseated, like the world's being turned inside out.
Oh, this is the engine. That chanting is tied to this, obviously. How do we wreck this? I have wood weirding. I don't have stone weirding.
So it's not like glass, but it's more on the lines of stone that's slightly opaque.
Yes, yes. Like almost like a crystal, but it looks like granite.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So Gibbs going to try to blast it.
You're going to blast it.
Yep, with lightning.
All right, make your spell check.
When in doubt.
I'm ducking down behind my shield. I just wanted to bounce
11,
back
so
and
that's a
hit me.
20. No, that's 19 because I'm off of Eckham's mask.
19.
You're too young to know who Negative Land is.
Probably.
So it's to one thing for 4d6.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage. Let's see how you do. The thing is destroyed. What happens? Show us.
So again, the lightning kind of goes straight, then up, and then comes straight down, like seeking like the shortest path.
Okay. Can I interrupt for just 1 second? Right before that, as he's standing there chanting, his eyes start to go all white and they start to glow like white lightning, and it starts to creep down all through his veins, and we can see it traveling down his veins and in his nervous system. And it starts coming all the way out to his fingertips, and it just builds and builds, and there's this arcing sound and a crackling that's just on the edge of hearing, and then boom, he releases. Sorry.
And then when you go to ask Gibbs something, he's like, "Oh, what?"
Exactly. But now we know why.
Nobody can actually. In fact, nobody can hear anything.
We're pulling our ears. Give me some gum. I need to chew some gum.
Everybody, make an intelligence check.
Oh, that's not going to work well for Horace.
No, go with Cindella.
Let me know if anybody. Everybody, make an intelligence check. DC 15.
Wow.
Hammy rolled a 9.
Gibb did not pass it.
Okay, Cindella. Roll your intelligence.
Thank goodness.
She passed. Anyone else?
Did she? Oh my goodness.
Are we doing each character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Gertrude's just not as intelligent.
Can Horace hear things or see things?
Horace is
honestly,
dumb. I think he's dumb as well.
He is dumb.
Hey, Gerda made it with her intelligence of 12. Horace said what?
Horace is like a 0. He's like with Gibb, and he's like they're having this conversation.
Neither can hear each other.
Yeah.
What does mine say? Sweet.
No, they're carrying on a conversation with each other, and they're completely talking about the wrong things because they're deaf.
Exactly.
So when you fight a goblin, do you swing your sword? No, I like to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't believe Gerda made it. So the two ladies of the party both made it.
Okay.
Well, as they should.
There you go.
Okay. I love it. So, what?
Do we feel sick to our stomach anymore?
You don't. It's like that whole thing has. It's like it's quiet and cool now. In fact, you realize it's really, really quiet. And those of you that passed your intelligence check recognize that the chanting, the thrumming, the power that was being built has suddenly ceased.
Oh.
Gerda looks at Cindella. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Because everybody else, because they can't. We don't know if we can hear anything, right?
Yeah, you can hear. Mm-hmm.
The chanting stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the chanting stopped.
Yeah, in fact, that would go along with Gibb not being able to hear so well right now. So
okay, so I'm gonna try and make known to Gibb. I'm gonna sign to him that the chanting has stopped.
Well, you just gotta lean in and like yell, kind of.
It's like talking to my
put your head on his forehead.
Like talking to my landlady when her hearing aid's not in. Exactly.
Because not only does he get a sound repercussion, but there's the electricity just like comes out of his ears as well.
Dude, your hair's standing on end.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I drew you that way. I'll have to look at Cindella. Or Ethan will have to send me some ideas for Cindella and what she's carrying, and I'll draw her up soon.
Oh yeah.
All right, what were you saying, Gib?
So Gib's gonna observe like what happened to this material that was there and try to ascertain what it was.
Well, what happened when you? When you blasted and you just shattered the whole thing.
Yeah.
Into bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have any idea. I mean, it's like gravel all around you.
It's all gravel, but it's kind of opaque.
Yeah, some of the stones are like, the larger pieces that you can find that are maybe, as big as your thumb.
Right.
They still have that sort of opaque quality about them. Maybe a little more cloudy.
But there's he can't feel any magical force in it or ascertain. It was another instrument of some type then.
Yes.
It was a focusing device or something.
I think it might have been a battery, or it may be what he was powering.
Did it rotate before it blew up, or was it just hovering, staying still?
Or was it rotating as it hovered? Is that what you're asking?
Was it spinning?
Yeah.
It was just floating. It wasn't
just floating.
That would be cool though if it was.
Okay.
So, is there anything else that in this room then?
No, there's nothing else in this room.
There's cat litter.
Okay, interesting.
Lots of cat litter.
Okay, now here's the question. Do we want to go back up top right now and find out where the chanting stopped? Because it could be good, could be bad.
A good question. Or if that thing's maybe been weakened now that this happened, that we can
also see, is there more stuff we can mess with is the next question. And I have a feeling there might be some more stuff we can mess with. I have a feeling we may have I don't think we stopped anything, but I have a feeling we
put something on pause.
Yeah, we knocked something out of alignment, whatever.
Right.
We're slowing something down.
So then Gib brings up that they then might come looking like whatever powers there be, we might have,
pissed them off.
Pissed them off or interrupted it, and then they're gonna come looking.
Hammy's like, bring them, let them come on. I hate this sneaking around. I'm getting freaked out.
So we just might want to be cognizant of the direction that we came.
I agree.
And so that we can triangulate, like that they'll be going, oh, this room was the floaty rock.
Our floaty disc thing isn't responding to our commands.
Right, exactly. So we should be
Somebody asked the Silent Knights to fix it. What do you mean the Silent Knights aren't answering our commands? Exactly. Well, they are deaf and dumb, sir. Oh, there's a flaw in our plan.
Gosh darn it.
Somebody get their attention.
Did you leave the map to the dungeon near them, at least?
Somebody go tap him on the shoulder, for God's sakes. All right, I say we continue along the wall.
Yeah, I agree.
That's also how you find doorways, I find.
Yep.
Again, Aaron, I just keep moving in steps, and I figure you'll say stop.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Something like I did there, which will indicate we should probably.
Yeah, so here you can see another passageway branching off to the east.
Man, I wish we had some elves.
And here it splits southeast and northeast.
And an alcove. Is there anything in the alcove?
There is nothing in the alcove.
Somebody with good ears do a listening test.
Okay.
Let's see.
What test is that? That would be Cindella and Gerda.
Yeah.
You probably got your hearing back by now.
Go with Gerda, but our Gib can run it again, but go for it.
Oh, you want to stop and listen?
Yeah.
What test was it?
Intelligence. Just let me know how well you do.
Not well at all.
No, your ears are still ringing from the multiple blasts of lightning.
Echoing around this enclosed
Because
space.
it's not just the light. Well,
It's the thunder. It's
well,
got.
no, it's not even the thunder, right? It's just the sheer impact of that
Concussive force.
electricity. I was when we were in Washington D.C. on our 8th grade junior high trip. It was like storming, and we were on a bus, and we went under a bridge at night, and the bridge was like struck by lightning, and it was like the loudest noise I had ever heard. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So this isn't super. Gibbs hasn't thrown out like crazy lightning power, but it's something close, and so it's that loud even.
And besides, it's right there. We are right next to you.
Right.
That's so fucking cool.
And the impact of the bolt on the stones, the 2 stones that he's destroyed with those lightning blasts.
And the sounds reverberating throughout the caverns, because it's just bouncing all over the place.
Right.
That's so fucking cool.
Let's go south. Or north.
I always just go left.
Northeast.
There's no south. We have southeast or northeast.
No, there's 3.
No, that's Nell Cove.
Oh, it is?
That's Nell Cove.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I checked. Boy, these are some jagged caverns.
Yeah.
But has the chanting started again?
An intelligence check.
Gerda did it last time, so come on, Gerda. I have faith in you. Oh, I think I double clicked.
Take the first one that hits the chat. There.
5. That was
It was no successes.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Hold on, let me tell you what's in this chamber. I was just looking for something in my notes and I got distracted. Oh, something shiny.
Ooh. An M&M. Ooh, an M&M. Ooh, ooh, candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
An oven? What?
That's when Peter and Brian are trying to catch James Woods because, well, every time he shows up in the show, they have to get rid of him. So they always put a basket with a stick on it and a string, and they run a line of candy to it, and it always works.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, so I have all these Wolfsung figures that John had ordered with me when we did a special order a couple months ago. But I haven't delivered him to him yet. And you know what? As long as he doesn't have them, he can't paint them. He can't use them against me.
All right. So as you're like creeping down this cavern tunnel, there's a shining red light that comes from the southern edge of this chamber. And let me see if I can find the right miniature.
The direction we're going. Oh, no, a miniature. That's never good. It's always deadly.
Interesting.
What?
What? The scale's wrong.
See, you keep getting it too close to the lens, and it freaks me out. That's what's happening.
Right. That's exactly what's happening.
When you go back and you watch the feedback and you see those dragons pop up at the size you have them, you go, oh, okay, I totally get it now.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
No wonder they had to change their pants. It's like when John put something on the table that he spent months painting and wouldn't tell anybody about. What the hell is that?
So it's like this. There's a red summoning circle. Clearly, it's a summoning circle that's been drawn out in runic patterns and strange stars. Almost like pentagram-like. Well, it is a pentagram, and there are candles at each tip of the pentagram, and you can see there's a robed figure with its back to you, standing within this circle. What was that, Mike? Sorry,
so
Gib?
this is where the stone person was summoned, the stone thingamajiggy.
And
I'm just going to point out something before we go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody here is our friend. The only one who's our friend is who's with us. So I'm thinking we don't even need to talk to this guy. What do you think, Gib?
Sure.
What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah, there's we don't need to.
I mean,
parlay
he's
with
sicked
him.
an elemental on us. I think he can die.
I'm okay. We're going to go all Ghostbusters on him. That's fine. Just checking. Oh, crap. There's another miniature. And it's big and red. Oh.
He could be the single sole most important NPC that we need to survive, but hey.
What will you do? It hasn't moved, or
We could extract some information if we wanted to just potentially jib-jab, or we just go in for an all an attack.
Syndella's gonna.
Gibbs always his curiosity is always more than the danger.
And let's be honest, 4 out of 5 times it pays off. The 5th time we got a big white monkey out of the deal, but that was good too in different ways.
Did he turn white? I thought I always imagined him as in black. So.
Oh, Rydian?
Yeah.
Was he a white sapien or a black hair?
They were like gorillas, like black gorillas in the mist kind of thing.
All right. Does Finn recognize what this is or who this is? Has he seen this? This is the same robes we've dealt with before, right?
No, it is not. They are red and smoldering.
That
this
can't
is
be
the
good.
other. This is the other group.
How many other groups are there?
Well,
Syndella
there's 2 warring
is
factions.
trying to like sneak in shadows to basically come up with a backstab. So she's prepping for it.
Okay.
And then,
so you're creeping. So it has its back to you. So you're creeping up on it.
Yes, very
hold
carefully.
Hold on.
Slowly, and
Maybe
quietly.
you could creep up, and we'll distract it.
Yeah,
and
you
see what
creep up
happens.
along the perimeter, and I think Gibbs should start talking to this thing.
Well, that's kind of my point. Is just trying to keep out of
Oh,
these
I see.
creatures'
Yeah.
line of sight.
Yeah.
You're not going straight at it.
Nope.
So is our distance here? What our distance is?
That's about 40 feet.
Yeah.
Or 60 feet, excuse me.
60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And does it look like it's moving?
No, it's standing still.
And it's looking into the summoning circle
It's looking at that south wall.
at that south wall.
Can we see anything on that south wall?
No, stone rock.
Come in.
So is he looking? Can you draw where he's at?
He's right there. He's on the summoning circle. That's that pinky and yellow thing. This thing right here.
Oh, I don't see that.
You don't see? Ooh.
Oh,
see this
okay.
right there?
I
That's
just kind of figured that was all kind of molten lava.
no. There was
Okay.
the summoning circle was there, and then Aaron just put the figure on top of it.
Got it.
This figure here.
Yes.
Oh, right. Got it.
It's all kind of blending together in this
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
smoldering, smoky.
now that you moved it, I see what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Well, you want to talk to it, Gib? Because Hammy's got his crossbow, and yeah, Gerder's got. We're at short range. Gerder's got that stone arrowhead ready.
So we'll approach to 60 feet, and then
Which is about where you are. Mm-hmm.
and then Gib will belch.
Belch.
What
No,
a
Gib-
beautiful
Gib will-
baby!
Gib will say, stranger, What do you do in here?
And at your address, the figure turns around, and you can see this figure is clearly male and wearing very ornate red robes, which kind of smolder here within the circle.
And does it look like the same red robe that the things that the persons that we originally in the wooden branch place?
No, that reminded you of brilliant gold. This is more like a smoldering fire, coals,
Got
like
it.
hot coals.
Yeah.
And his hair is jet black and falls to his shoulder, and his eyes are just these black pits. You don't even see. He doesn't even have eyes to see you. And he turns around and regards you and says, "You have come. I do what I do here, man."
Hey, man. And what is it you do here?
I do what you will have me do, man.
I see. So this is the
What if
storage
it's-
place for their summoned demon.
Or it's a genie.
What manner of creature are you?
I am the most glorious and magnificent creature of which you have ever regarded, though your personage is beautiful as well, man. He's stroking his chin.
Does he does Gib feel that he's a genie?
He's obviously not of this plane, but you don't know what he is. Actually, go ahead and give me an intelligence check, Gib. Yeah, you fucking just gobsmacked.
Come on. Come on.
We were asleep in my class.
Okay, can you see his feet?
No. They're shrouded in robes and the coals that he stands on in the circle.
Right.
I'm just thinking if he's standing on coals, he's demony. That's just
I think he's a elemental cultist of some kind.
Or just an elemental.
Could be an elemental.
So if you work in this place or serve those of this place, what is this place and what is its function?
This place where we stand now?
No.
It is the only place that I've known. In this glorious place, man.
Ask him what makes the place so glorious.
It is our very presence which brings glory to this place, man.
Interesting. Any magical stuff coming off of this guy that Gib can recognize?
He is radiating magic, but it's like not anything that you can identify, especially because you're so stunned to see something like that.
Yep. Which fucking one.
I would like to give it a shot because demons and devils coming to this plane is one of the unholies to me.
So you want to try to identify it as being a demon or a devil?
Yeah. Do I recognize it as something I've been looking out for or I should watch for? Or is it beyond my realm of knowledge?
Understanding.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, it's
not with a 9.
It's definitely not of this mortal plane, this mortal coil. And it's kind of terrifying to you. Garda. It sort of strikes a certain chord if the scene hasn't already.
Yeah, it's deeply unnatural, and I don't know what it is, but it does not belong where we are. Well, we don't even know if we're in our world, do we?
So Gibbs says, other than the glory of this place, what functions have you done here?
What functions do I do, man?
Have done.
What functions have I done, man?
Yes.
All I can do is tell you what greatness you have done, man.
And what
I like the
greatness-
way he says it like it's a dirty word.
Well, yeah, well,
It's
because
an
we are
insult.
all we're all you know,
Beneath
son of
him.
Cain. Whatever. So what glorious things have I done?
Tell me, man. I do not know your glories. Tell me. Tell me what you've done, man.
He blew the crap out of a rock monster. Hmm.
Why don't you ask him who?
Why did the chanting stop?
Yeah.
Chanting, you hear chanting, man. I hear none.
There was chanting and it stopped. What was the chanting for? What did it do?
I know not what you speak, man.
You want to ask him who summoned him here?
No, you can. Anybody can. We can
I
all.
think he assumes all humans are the same, and some.
Yeah, we're all men.
Well, my point being, Cinderella is still skulking around, and Horace isn't the brightest
Oh,
of
okay.
folks.
Right.
Gotcha. And Hammy's wearing the hat, so maybe he thinks he's a little monk.
Oh, right. The little monk.
What? Who summoned you, and what plane do you come from?
I come from my home, and I'd like to return there, man. Though the most grand and glorious has summoned me, and he will come. He always comes, man.
How can we return you to your plane?
Excellent question.
He kind of rolls his head and looks at you, but this he won't answer.
I serve she who is nature and she who seeks balance. She brings balance to the world and seeks that I bring balance to the world. You do not belong in this world, therefore you bring imbalance. You belong in your world, and until you are there, your world will know no balance. At least tell us a hint of how we can free you so you may go back to your balance and return us to ours.
Man, you speak riddles to me. All I can say is that I must stay here in this place until I am freed. Man.
I'm going to call you Smoke.
Does the summoning circle? Can you describe the summoning circle? Is it made of stones? Is there?
They're like lines or things etched onto the floor,
Uh-huh.
and patterns. There's a pentagram pattern about it,
Mm-hmm.
and runes connecting the tips of that star, that 5-pointed star. It would be wrong to say it's a pentagram. It's just a 5-pointed star. There are candles at the tip of each of those points. That's smoldering and fiery within that boundary of that circle.
Gibb doesn't know much about summoning, but he does think that if any of that is broken, then he can either be released back into his plane, or we have to deal with it.
No, if that's broken, he'll eat us. There's got to be a way that just sucks him back to his plane without going near him. So
it's a huge cry you hear, almost like something like a no. No! It was a no.
From behind us?
Comes echoing down the corridor. What do you do?
I will just tell Gerda to, cast Banish. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Oh, on this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll suck him back to his plane.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
I will give it a try as this thing's come bearing down on us. Gib, you want to cover the hallway?
Sure.
Okay, I need some references. Go ahead and make your spell check. Good
thinking, Ethan. Yeah, well, I'm doing this slow and careful. Now I'm not in.
Feats.
Oh wait, I'm not. Things do take me twice as long, don't they?
They do. So it will take you the whole. That's right. You wouldn't have been able to run last turn. We had forgotten about that that penalty that Garda
Yeah, I'm
has.
sorry, I forgot about it
Me
until
too.
now.
Good remembering though. I'll give you a luck point for that.
Wow.
Oh, she needs
Heck
it.
yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, before I forget, we're doing this right now. And then, yeah, there.
Right. Remember, feet spaced equally apart.
So 9 means that I'm no longer at a -1, doesn't it?
Should be. If you click out of there, it should adjust it. If you click out of there, it should adjust
I
it
see.
automatically.
Okay, so we are going to spell book. And even if I wasn't under is that level 2? That was level 2.
Jim's going to cast Eckham's Mask.
Nope.
There it is, banish. All right, and we have a +1 for today on top of my bonuses.
Can Hammy throw me a luck?
I am at 13, so I can go to 12 and not be too negated. Otherwise, you can lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw you the luck. I'd rather lose the luck than lose the spell. So I'm at a 12 right now. I'll fix that after I deal with.
So that'll
Gerda.
get it to me.
Okay.
And that'll have my +3 too. So for 5
rounds.
Okay, so I'm doing all my spells carefully. I've set my armor aside so I can use both my hands. I'm doing everything carefully by the book. Maldivar, find your path clear and quick for you. Be gone from this plane, return to that which you come, go back to where you belong.
Booyah.
Not bad. It worked. So let's see what the effect is. I would have apologized if it causes pain, but he's been such a dick. And
a little bit more forthright on the answers.
For the next D6 turns, the target must make a will save to approach within 60 feet of the cleric. So obviously I'm walking towards him as I do this. If failed, it cannot approach any closer than 60 feet, nor can it hurl a missile weapon, speak in cleric's direction, or otherwise take action against her. If forced within 60 feet, she takes D8 plus cleric level arcane damage each round. This damage can kill the creature if it's reduced to 0 hit points. If the spell is cast while the target is already within 60 feet, it immediately takes damage and is forced back 30 feet per round until it is at the outermost perimeter of the spell's area of effect.
Okay, so it's not actually banished from the plane, but it just is bound by your chains. Is that right?
Yeah, silvery ethereal chains wrap themselves around the target and begin to constrict it.
So I say that we proceed back north just in case, so we could confront this thing that's about ready to confront us, and that just in case it can command this demon to do something to us, or this summoned thing, that it'll be farther away than.
Well, it's going to take. It's taking some damage.
It'll right, but I realize that we'll lose that, but we don't want this thing coming in and being able to command it. Is the point.
See what you're saying.
All right. So let me just while you guys come up with a plan, you're still where you are. You've cast your spells, the banish that took the whole round to do, and Eckham's Mask. And there was this great cry of anguish that was coming from the north of you down the tunnel. And we're about to roll for an initiative, but I just need to take a couple of notes before we do.
All right.
And I'll be right back with you all.
God damn it.
What?
Oh, just that I was hoping we could go head it off at the inside the tunnel, but
yeah, I think we'll have to blast it where it is and fight whatever it is. And I'll try to just keep this thing constricted until it's gone, because
exactly.
Right, we don't want it getting control of this thing and then it dropping elementals on us.
Right.
Jeez, that would suck.
I want to say this is some sort of like gatekeeper or something, this creature.
You really don't know how to release it, do we?
No.
Hmm.
I'm curious now if this creature knows what the rune on Cindella's hand is. Or if he recognizes it.
Well, you've been
That would
sneaking
tell us
about. He
what
can't see it. I have a feeling he's
know.
totally seen you all along.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
So what the hell is he? He's not a demon. He's not a devil.
I think he's an elemental gatekeeper.
I think you may be right. And is the guy yelling because we're about to set it free?
It's exactly what I think he's yelling about.
Or is he yelling because he went to find out what happened to his battery and discovered we'd blown it up?
He's. Did I have my? Was I playing my guitar off mute or on mute?
Unmute.
No, you're on mute.
Oh, okay. I think it's just a summoned elemental.
This guy here?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't think it's some godlike being, but I just did a minimum of 6 points to it.
The stone was here for it to do something to it. And the thing that controls that's got this all wrapped up, that's going to be pissed off because the floating
thing's blown up.
Floating thing's blown up. The rock dude's blown up. And now the elemental is chained. So we'll see.
Chained and chained and draining because it's going to kill him.
We're about ready to have a good row with something.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. It's going to hurt. I'm glad we have Horus here because he dishes it out.
Only if we absolutely have to.
Yeah.
It's the only time he ever pulls it off.
And I also like how we've been trying to avoid it as much as possible. You know, word of command things to run away, blast it with lightning from a distance. You know.
Well, because we know that Horus isn't going to do anything until it becomes absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Aaron's friend Alex, who we met this last weekend, he's the one who has the saying, if you're rolling dice, you've already lost. So, you know, if you can avoid these things, you're probably doing all right.
Yeah.
And I think we've done a good job so far tonight, guys. I'm proud of us.
Oh, yeah. No, we've gotten
Definitely.
lucky and
held it together.
I think that the rock thing was like a little, it had a really, either lightning was like its weakness.
Or it had no real resistance to it.
Or it had, right, that's it, right?
I think it was its weakness because of how, because of elemental planes, lightning would be air, which would be super effective, quote unquote, against Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like Earth would be, quote unquote, super effective against air because they would cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. So this was like the guard dog that just got decimated by the
either that or the element or the stone creature generator. You know, he may be summoning the golem, or you blew apart I think you blew apart the battery. I think that chanting was powering this thing up to do something, to release it to do something.
To release the
power that the chanting was bringing.
Elemental thing that's behind us?
No, I think something far bigger. I think this is just a servant of the big bad guy who is chanting in order to fill that battery or whatever with this magical evil power and then do something with it.
Probably bring a demon into this plane.
Something not good, something really big we wouldn't want to deal with at that point.
Yeah.
Just I'm spitballing here.
It could be that the elemental that got brought in was just an experiment to try and open a plane, and he just didn't have enough energy to get to the plane he wanted.
Maybe. Or was just a stepping stone.
Yep.
Either way, we've pissed somebody off, and I'm happy about that. That means that was a big deal. Turns out, no, you guys blew up the. That's actually the sanitation system. All the toilets empty into that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it does. Really? Yeah, so we played Traveler at the con, which I've not played since college. That was fun. For the beginning, and then Aaron and I both were pooped. We were exhausted.
Okay, I'm back with you. Sorry, I just needed to catch some notes for this encounter.
No worries.
I need an initiative check, please.
Oh, that's bad. Do you want me to roll damage on the binding, or did you want to do that?
Oof.
Come on, Ethan.
All right, Horace. If you roll high, then we know we desperately needed it.
H.
Go, Horace. Go, Horace.
H.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
There we go.
It was nearly a 1.
It was. Okay, so clearly
that still would have been a 6.
Truth.
So, Aaron, did you want me to roll the D8 plus my level for damage against this elemental, or do you want to do that and keep track?
Sure, you can roll your damage against it. That's fine.
I just didn't know if you wanted to keep track of it because I may not know.
Sure, that's fine. I don't need to do it, and then you can see how effective it is. So the
10.
chains fly out and they wrap around his arms, and he gets pulled out. And he's like, "Oh man."
I asked. This is my answer. This is all I got. Someone's coming down that tunnel right now, and I can't take chances. So that, by the way, that's a +5 just to that, so you know.
Okay, cool. I'm bringing your tokens in because we'll.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how much you guys need them, because you've done. You've done pretty well against the other encounters, right?
Yeah, I was just really impressed that somehow things have worked out tonight. Mostly we're trying to avoid confrontation, and blowing that thing up was brilliant idea, Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. See, the real test will be how well Horace does if he has to fight. Because if he starts getting crits, then we know we're all about to die.
Because the better he does, the more dire the situation.
Okay, so what will you do?
Oh, what? Okay, so we're in battle. So what do we?
I cannot cast another spell, or banish goes away, and I'm going to hold that as long as I possibly can. Because if I can suck this back to its own plane, the better.
You heard a great cry of anguish and anger to the corridor to the north.
Okay, and we're in.
You're in the chamber to the south. Your lantern light illuminates 30 feet about you. Gib can see 60 feet because of his mask, correct?
Correct.
And
Hammy's standing with his back to Gerda, and he's got his crossbow leveled at the entryway there.
Cinderella is going to move to just around the corner.
Nice. Yes.
So she can basically be prepared to, as he comes around the corner, get behind him and stab him.
Whatever's coming around the corner.
Exactly.
Coming around the mountain when she came.
Paranoia, stab him, paranoia. No, Lister's paranoia. This is stab him, Lister's paranoia.
Horace has just got his shield planted in the ground, ready to take anything that comes his way.
He got a pavis.
So that was one move for you, Cinderella, or 2?
That was... Let me get my ruler out. I was here.
I'd say it was one move.
Okay, well, I still have another 40 feet to move then. So
you disappear into the shadow there?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else taking actions?
Well, does Gib see anything?
You see what you see.
So
Gerda's about here.
Nothing here with his supervision.
Yeah, you can see that your radius has been opened up a little bit, and it should be showing you at 60, but I'm not sure why it's showing you at 50.
Stay on target.
Oh, it's kind of getting dim out here a little bit. But yeah, you see nothing. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. It has a little like edge there of the line of sight, Gib. But that's about how far you can see into the dark, into the gloom, into the night.
So does anybody want to take a turn other than Gib trying to cast, and so that hopefully something comes to light?
No, I'm not going to, I can't cast anything
else. No, I realize that, but can somebody want to shoot a bow? Somebody want to step up farther? Horace, move forward, something?
I mean, I could move forward, but
Hammy's going to get out of the lantern. Here's in the lantern light still, is it?
Here, I'll show you your illumination for the lantern light.
Okay, so he's going to come.
This is Gibbs' special sight.
Okay. So Hammy is going to leave the lantern at Gerda's feet, and he's going to step to. That's a really cool effect, Aaron.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And
ooh,
I'm going to step to right here, so I'm right behind this.
So you're giving the lantern to Gerda, basically?
Yeah, basically. And she's focusing on her banish. And he's going to go behind this rock, because then he'll be out of the lantern light, and we'll get another 60 feet up this hole. And he's ducked back behind there. He's trying to be like a hobbit. You can't say that. It's trademarked. Sorry. He's trying to be like a halfling.
Okay, Hammy no longer has a lantern. All right, that should work. So Gerda's now got the lantern light. I know that it's at her feet.
So is Hammy going to move up?
Yeah, now that I will not blind everyone. So does that help there, Aaron? Is that clear as to what my thinking is?
Yeah, cool. That's great. And then this thing down here is illuminating light for feet.
So does Hammy get a farther forward view of what's up there?
Oh, he's getting out of the lantern light. Is that right?
Yes. He can't do much, but he's got infravision.
Sure, that's good to know.
Oh shit! Here, I forgot. Hold on. I want to block the screen. He is currently at. I keep track of that, I think, on the paper, because there's no way to do it temporarily. Is it here? Oh no. Yeah, there it is. Sorry. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
And he's at 12. Oops.
Cool. Cool.
Sorry to interrupt with the bookkeeping.
No problem. Hammy can see for 60, right?
Correct. Well, according to the rules and infravision, or Hobbit vision, or whatever it is he has, yes.
Right.
And he, well, yeah, he'll just yell back at Horace if he has to. But we don't have to yell. We're not that far apart.
Well, you're 30 plus feet. Well, Horace is closer to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's this is stretching out to 60 feet here.
So
I think Horace is my closest ally, and I'm keeping him informed as to what's coming.
You can see a flickering torch.
Now, I'm just out of the light, so Horace can't see me, so I can't do thief sign cool stuff. But yeah, I'm going to... There's a torch coming! I see a torch!
Horace will draw his crossbow and get ready.
Or you could just fire one off.
Get lucky. But He's not that.
Actually, he can't see it. I can see it, but we want to
give me
warn him
angle
yet?
directions and like wind speed,
and trajectory, vertical trajectory.
352 and mark.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping we can get rid of the elemental before this thing gets here, but I have a feeling we can't.
So you might be able to see something I've just populated to the map.
Oh, that's not good.
I suppose if I...
Oh, I see it.
Let's see, just a second.
So that would not be line of sight for Gibb. So
no, Gibb cannot see it, but Hammy can. By moving up to here, he can trace a line of sight down the tunnel to, you know, about here, and you can see this bobbing torch.
And it looks and sounds like just one person.
It does.
Well, that's good news.
No. The more of them, the lower level they are. The fewer, the higher level they are.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so there are a couple of things happening here in my initiative.
And this is all since I cast that spell. That's been one round.
Right. You guys are finishing your round. You're pretty much at the end of your round.
So we're at the initiative of the with the chained thingamajiggy.
It's the monster's initiative now.
Right.
Well, their actions.
The torchbearer, I think, is the monster.
Yeah, so there's a lone man striding down this corridor, and he's carrying a torch, so he can see in the inky black, and he's like gesturing and incanting as he walks.
All right.
And
sounds like I think Gibbs' idea is a good one.
So this is kind of happening a little bit out of sequence, but I do want to remind you about the spell duel principle.
Mm-hmm.
And in part, that's why we ask if anybody's casting spells at the beginning of the round. Now,
because if you say no, you can respond, or if you say yes, you can use that to actually counter.
Right. If you say yes, I'm going to cast a spell, and the monster does too, then you can use that to spell duel. And spell duels are a little bit peculiar in that, and I will tell you right now, this guy's clearly, you know, you can Gibb kind of having moved down the hallway, you can see the energy just snapping off of him, you know, as he's creating these gestures in the dark. So the way the spell duels work is that it's essentially a phase out of phase. It's like you kind of the two casters that are dueling, they sort of phase out of the prime material plane but phase in and out of it.
Have you seen Big Trouble in Little China?
Not in many years.
Because in the very end, Lo Pan and Egg Chen, those big ancient versions themselves kind of grow up out of them, and they're almost transparent, and they're fighting above them while they're casting spells.
Right. So it's like this kind of thing is happening, and so monsters can't initiate a spell duel. That's only the role of a hero. Only heroes can do that. More than one hero can participate in a spell duel, but they're both drawn into this special phase, this special plane, this kind of separateness.
Right.
When that spell duel is going on, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. Can physical attackers attack people who are engaged in the spell duel?
That's a good question. Do you think that monsters should be able to attack the heroes while they're in a spell duel.
I would think so.
Right. So I've been kind of wrestling with this principle myself.
Mm-hmm.
I might allow it under certain conditions or certain exceptions, but it'd be very challenging and it could be very risky to those on the moral plane that we're trying, on the material plane, the prime material plane that we're trying to do this. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot as the wizards, they're still there, but they're manipulating things on multiple levels and planes that we're not even aware of while they're trying to counter each other's spells. Kind of like Voldemort and Harry Potter when the two wand shots sit and they just sort of, and they go back and forth. And I think it's like when Doctor Strange is trying to get around Dormammu in the comic books, he's trying to cast a spell to one side. And you can't see any of that going on, maybe, or maybe you can, but you're not interacting with it in the same way that the wizards are, because
well, and Gandalf and Saruman, right?
Absolutely, yeah, same thing. The ripples of reality is those guys are blasting each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I just know that.
Go ahead.
I just know that in a lot of fiction, the only way sometimes to win or to get around a spell duel is someone risks their life to actually stab one of the wizards in the back or something.
That's
knock them out of it.
That's an interesting idea.
Well, if it comes down to that, if it comes down to it, might have
it's a little bit like when Darth Vader, interrupts the spell to what's his name?
Burn Luke.
Yeah. Then and he ends up getting burnt, but at the same time, the
Guys, right. We have a lot of movie references.
We do.
So I
will be clear that I haven't really figured out what the rules are around interfering with the spell duel, though I will say that there will be a ruling around that. And it may vary from session to session or spell duel to spell duel or even round to round.
Sure. Because it's got to suit the narrative.
Right.
I mean, if there's a really cool reason.
So there are this caster casts 2 spells.
Well, I am already casting. That means I plan to step into a spell duel if Gib needs it.
Let's see. Yikes. All right. All right.
Oh shit! 2 of them go off.
So these 2 ethereal shapes, are summoned out of nothingness. Like
now,
Hammy sees this shadowy figure kind of burst forth from the torch, like almost step out of this guy's body, and then into the blackness, and then you can see this dark, shadowy shape come running down the hall towards you.
Now, at what point do spellcasters interrupt another spellcaster's spell?
At the beginning of the round is when we'll have the opportunity to do
one declares it. Right.
Very good. So he's doing it at the bottom of the round, fucker.
Right. And the reason why you didn't have a chance to interrupt it is because it was happening outside your line of sight, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. I just want to make sure I don't miss an opportunity and get us
right.
Sorry, you should have said something.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell my students. Ignorance of my rules. I didn't know I couldn't run in the hall. Yeah.
And then whipping up from behind him, you see all these fragments of swirling dust. And each of these sort of solidifies into a humanoid shape as they come charging down the hall.
I smell lightning.
So,
what will you do? Is that what you're going to say?
I was going to say, so now we're into a new round. It's an initiative check.
Come on, Horace. We really need you this time. We really need it every time.
But before Horace rolls, is anybody casting a spell?
Yes.
I am also. So you may choose to initiate a spell duel. Though if you cast before, so if I win the initiative, you can interrupt me. and enter into a spell duel, and then we'll do something like that. If you win the initiative, you may cast your spells, but then you wouldn't be able to interrupt any of my casting.
Yeah. For the record, Gibbs not going to do any spell dueling as of yet.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Now, Aaron,
but you are casting spells. I just want you to.
Yes.
I just want you to know how I'm thinking about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah. Since what I'm essentially doing is maintaining my spell, I don't have to recast it to keep doing damage or to get rid of this thing or whatever it is I'm trying to do. Can I then drop it to do a spell duel, or am I out of it and able to call one? Because I'm not really going to cast myself. I'm holding something that's already going.
It would probably be a luck check to see if you could quickly respond to that.
Okay, that's fair.
Situation. Though you could prepare your mental energies, your arcane fortitude, in this upcoming round for initiative.
Absolutely. Just so you, and also so you know my thinking on that. So
sure.
Because I think my bigger threat is that guy.
Is the guy in the
hallway.
I would say it's a much bigger threat.
yeah, because the guy in the circle's in the circle. He's not doing.
He hasn't been able to come out. He hasn't done anything to you. You've exchanged some pleasantries, I guess, with him. All right. Here's my initiative check. Slow.
Oh, thank you, Aaron.
Wow.
But there's a plus to that. There's a plus to that.
I didn't have the right number.
But not a plus 11.
That's actually a 16, but.
Nice. All right, you guys are up.
Thank goodness. All right, Gib.
So Gib's going to so he has 3 actions. So that means I can move and then cast, right?
Sure.
So how far can he move?
What's your movement rate? I think it's probably 30.
Is that what it is? 30. It's written somewhere, right? Yeah, speed 30. And that's 30 feet?
Correct.
And if I was to move and then cast a spell and then want to move again, would that be possible?
Yeah, you just
spell.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think I need to drop my spell and concentrate on casting against this bastard.
You would just use that second action die that you have, Mike, as a movement instead of as a spell casting.
As a spell casting, right? Okay, that's what I would hope to assume. So Gibbs going to move to here, and of course,
let's see a 20 on that lightning spell.
And then cast lightning.
Okay.
Come on, 20.
Go grease lightning.
You got it.
That's a 20. It's not a natural 20, but it's a 20. That's plus 8. It's a 20.
No, it's a 20, or it's a 12 plus 11. So that's
because of Eckham's math.
Oh, he's casting also. So and I said that he can't initiate a spell duel. But he would defend himself against being blasted by this lightning with his magic.
Certainly.
So he is going to countercast against you.
Okie dokie.
Like cast shield, or is that what you mean? He's changing the spell he was doing to something defensive.
Right. He's doing something in response to yours.
And then would that constitute his turn?
It constitutes him drawing you into a spell duel to do this.
Okay, so they can do that, but okay, whatever.
Well, it's if you were casting something like that wasn't directly at him, then probably I wouldn't be able to interrupt your casting.
Okay, yeah, I'm not disputing it. Like
sure, it's not mechanically it's interesting, but I think the way it's written is kind of goofy.
Yeah, my dad and I have been struggling with how it's written.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of.
But he's a big bad guy. I hate to say this, but it makes sense.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, does that mean I could then step in and help Gib if I have to? Because I have not cast and I'm going to.
Yes, you could. You could join. You could draw yourself into this spell duel as well.
Okay.
And then what would happen is round over round, you would be slinging spells at one another, trying to break down the other's fortitude to be able to get the effect of your spell to go off.
Right.
Now, sorry, I'm just looking for my caster's spell list.
Now, having said that, Mike, I don't think you're going to need my help at all, but I'd just like to know if I can offer backup.
Yeah, you're going to, I think this is going to be harder than we think, so.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be easy.
Okay,
so you kick some ass.
So
That's all I'm saying.
Gib cast a 23, which is static electricity. So within 100 feet.
Okay, but before you go too far, we just
right.
need to do the spell duel.
Okay.
So
we are in a spell duel. So if I remember right, then if you counter it, it doesn't go off. But then I get the chance to counter yours.
It's sort of like this.
It all depends on what his role is.
Yeah, it's kind of this weird matrix thing. So I'm going to have to pull up the matrix, and I need to grab a couple of things to track some stuff. Like, for example, you need a D20 on the table, and you set that down to 1. And this tracks the momentum of the spell duel
as it's going back and forth between them.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember if it's you start at 1 or you start at 10. But whatever.
I don't remember either. But this I'm about to grab your dad's summary.
Yeah.
that like walks through all of this, so
yeah.
Makes it that much easier.
Okay,
even my dad hasn't used that summary.
I'm stepping in.
Well, yes and no. He usually does it on like a instance by instance basis of what needs to be done and what needs to be hand waved.
To get it to work, to get the overall thing
to
just to mechanic its way through.
To get it understandable. To get it to help you tell the story.
That's exactly why.
All right, the spell duel summary. Dun, dun,
all right, so I'm your wingman.
Let's see.
Sindelage is just ready to stab somebody that comes into view here.
Whatever it is.
If I remember right, Peter, I think that the wizard I played did a spell duel when we were all playing that Munchkin Gone Crazy one.
Well, yeah, yes. Remember we had to trade off because one was doing the spell duel and we were trying to do the ritual, and then we had to. You held the spell duel. That's right. What was I running? A cleric, or I think it was a cleric or wizard.
I can't remember, but
because I ended up making the shapes to make the toys.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was a great adventure.
It was interesting.
Oh yeah, the zombie elves that you cast.
Well, or the ghost elves, that were still crazy.
God, they're all nuts. They're all homicidal because of the spell that had gone off on them. God.
I'll be back.
Okay, yeah. So the momentum die goes to 10.
And how does another wizard help, or is it a whole separate spell duel?
It's just resolved independently. So as separate pairings. So when there are multiple casters.
Because all I'm trying to do is knock this guy's defenses down for Gib, or protect Gib, whatever that does.
So essentially there's usually an attack spell and then a counterattack spell. And so you have to figure out a way to justify the spell being able to counter whatever is being cast. And so right now Gib's making an attack spell against this wizard, and he's doing a counterattack. He's casting a wall of smoke to deflect or absorb this lightning bolt. Now,
and then just it goes to be clear. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, then I was going to say, then it goes in sort of in initiative order. Everybody starts at 10. Then each caster makes their spell check roll. They do their action die plus all their spell check modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
And then if one of the spells fail, then whoever was the opposition, they get +1 on their momentum die, and then
And then
if it's a spell loss or patron disfavor, and then you go to a matrix, and then you compare the difference on the matrix to see how well the spell succeeded or failed, depending on the strength and of
getting through
of the spell duel itself. I should probably present the PDF that we're looking at, but maybe not. It's fine.
And I want to say
we can wing it, and I don't care how whatever.
Just sure. So we're just we are kind of winging it. We are kind of winging it right now. So go ahead and make your spell check roll, Gib.
He did. So it was a 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm doing Bolt of Blue.
So.
Right, and here's my spell check. Okay, so I'm a 16.
Holy crap.
Lord.
He's a +13? Well, you're at a +11, so.
Oh, and you're doing a Bolt of Blue?
Bolt out of the blue.
And
Bolt from the blue, excuse me.
He'll do the same. Let's see.
+13. Holy, which is okay, guys.
Yeah, mine just goes off.
He'll do the same wall of smoke against you. He has 2 action dice to cast spells with.
Right. Well, yeah, I assumed it was better to take him on this way, because otherwise he's going to be doing both of them against Gib.
Right.
But this way he has to burn one against me and one against him.
Excellent thinking, Peter.
Right, right. Gib does have 2 spell dice, 2 action dice for spells.
So. Oh, I'm sorry. Hammy's burning 2. Sorry. Hammy's burning 1 luck, so it goes off.
Okay. All right. So it looks like
26.
26. So I think the first thing that we need to do is resolve Gib's lightning bolt spell, right? Which was a 23 against my 16. So that's a difference of 7. So if we go and look at the table,
yep.
The attacker was a 23 and the defender was a 16. So that's a D6. And the attacker is high, so go ahead and roll a D6, Gib. And this is going to tell you how well the spell performs.
Oh, nice.
4. Overwhelm. The attacker's spells takes effect and the defender's spell is canceled. So it's like the bolt of lightning just punches through this, this forming wall of smoke.
Okay, so technically it's a static electricity, because that's a 22 and a 23. So within 100 feet, so in other words, it does actually make the distance. And then anything within 30 feet of it, including allies, takes 2d6 damage.
2d6 damage, okay. And just work up some hit points on these guys. Oh, why don't you roll your damage first against the caster?
Come on, 2 6s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well
crap.
Done.
I need to do that more often.
Well, Mike,
that's all you need to do.
Got to intone. You got to intone.
Let's see. I think that's as much.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's 12.
I need to go to Reno right now. I'll see you guys later.
I'll be back. Okay, and then the apparitions, the humanoid apparitions that have formed about him.
So there's 2 that we know.
Yeah.
Of. This is the one to the southeast.
Sure. Go ahead and roll the damage against 8, and 1 to the north.
To the north.
10. Okay, you remember that 8 and 10. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So for the first. Let's see. This is.
Boy, this would make a nice drawing. Lightning going off, monsters blowing up.
Smoke.
This is the cover page for this issue.
Yeah.
And all you can see on the cover is the torch. You can't see who it is, but you see all the heroes looking shocked and concerned.
And looking down the tunnel.
Right, and casting things.
And Gib pointing.
Yeah, lightning starting out of his hand. Yeah. I see Jack Kirby all over this issue. I got a kid who wears pretty much nothing but Avengers wear or Marvel Comics wear all the time. All his t-shirts are Marvel Comics.
Cool.
And I said something about Jack Kirby, and he goes,
okay.
Who? The guy who invented most of what you wear, Jack Kirby. Goes, I thought Stan Lee did. I go, no, he wrote some of it, but Jack Kirby invented Captain America before Stan Lee ever had a job.
Yeah, right. So I could either cast another spell, guys, or I could attempt to back up. Because I don't think I can take a hit, one hit from this guy, but I could potentially, I'm going to be rolling a 16, which could still get me a really good lightning.
I remember, as we've been talking with Aaron, because you're in a spell duel, being attacked by these smoke creatures, you may not actually be able to be attacked by the smoke creatures. We don't know yet.
Plus, Horus hasn't even moved, and he's going to step in front of you anyway.
Exactly.
And Hammy's right there. He's going to shoot this guy if he ever materializes. Otherwise, he's shooting whatever comes down that tunnel.
Right. Horus and Zindela will both be fighting for you. Basically guarding you, trying to carve a path to the enemy wizard.
Don't forget, Fenn's going to come up here because he can see us glowing and things misting and bolts of blue flying and lightning flying.
Right.
So
I would say just lob it all.
Because we haven't done mine either.
So does that interfere? So does that get it intertwined with the spell duel if I throw off my second?
He doesn't have another spell to be able to throw against you. So by Gerda coming in and distracting him with her bolt of blue, that was. But before you throw that second spell, let's resolve Gerda's effect. Okay.
Oh right.
I didn't. I couldn't go.
Well, but that one you lost technically, right?
I rolled a 15.
It was a 26 to
16.
15. So
It's no, sorry, 17. It's the first success. 16 through whatever.
So it's a D10, I think, right?
Are you looking at the chart?
Let's see.
Yeah, because attacker was a 15 and defender was a 26. So that's a D10 for
and the defender's high. So let's see what that result is.
Single bolt streaks down to strike one of the target.
I'm sorry, I'm going to re-roll that just so everybody could see the result.
Okay.
The D10. There's no reason for me to roll that behind the screen.
6. Push through D6.
Subtract from the defender's spell tech. Defender's spell takes effect at this result, and the attacker's spell is canceled. Okay, so what happens is, the wall of smoke is forming, and the lightning bolt just punches through it, and then this bolt of blue comes out of nowhere, but the smoke reforms and just envelops it, and
it's gone.
Comes tumbling down the hallway, breaking the line of sight. So you can't see the target now, Gib, to cast another spell at that caster. You could certainly cast any other spell you want to. So there's this wall of smoke
moving towards us. Do you have wind?
I do not. I'm very limited. Focused. wizard.
Well, you're welcome to cast Fireball. There's nobody in front of you.
Yeah, I don't have that, unfortunately.
Burning Hands, that was a cool one, but you need to be
The
close
burning
up.
hand, yeah, I got to be really close to get that going.
Well, if you don't want to take a chance on the D16.
So in terms of momentum, I'm going to put my momentum die by Gibbs, and I'm going to set his to 10.
Could you move it to the left just a little, and then we can see it?
Sure.
Because we can just see the bottom of it.
Sure. I'll move it to where everybody can see it.
So I think what Gibbs going to do is
Oh yeah, because you have a plus because of the momentum to this next spell, don't you?
Well, against Gib, but you are.
I don't.
Gib will have a plus against me, but I have a plus against Gerda, right?
Right.
Because I have more momentum against Gerda than against Gib. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because our roles were closer together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's see. I am all players.
Yeah. So it's
Peter. Could you drag one of your D20s onto the table so we can track your color and die on this momentum kind of thing?
How do I?
So if you just are here, I'll do it.
Where's it? Where do I do it from a little?
In the chat window, I'm just scrolling, looking
I went to Funky Die, and I tried to lift one of those.
Oh, just chuck a D20 onto the table from Funky Dice.
Do I just lift it?
Just click it.
Oh, I see.
The reason I'm doing this, so what you can do is you can grab the polyhedron shape that has the 7 in it and drag it to the table, and then it creates a counter that you can then choose the side of, which is what I'm doing right now for my 3, I'm making it a 10, and then yours, I'm choosing a side, I'm making it a 10, and then I'm going to scale it a little bit so it's not quite so big. All right. All right.
Gibbs trying to decide if he wants to be tricky or just cast Eckham's Mask, because that's.
I thought you had already cast it, hadn't you? That's what was giving you the line of sight.
No. He does have it, but I would assume that he could recast it.
Oh, so it lasts longer.
Because I could either. So this is what I'm thinking. Nobody needs to give an opinion, but I was thinking I could try to hopefully hit the same spell I just did, and just target the area roughly where I saw the person. I realized that the smoke's there, and then get the ruling
do you
off
want
of
to
that.
cast it at the smoke?
Yes, because so technically, if I was to get another 22 or 23, it would just hurt anything within that 30-foot sphere.
I think you throw a D14 at your second action
16.
die. D16, okay.
Yeah. So I could still hit it, or I could just cast Eckham's Mask to be better prepared if this thing lasts however long it's going to last. I think because so this will be round 2, so I've got 3 more turns.
Yeah. Could you throw a D6 to the table, and we'll put a tracker out for your Eckham's Mask too?
Do I just roll it?
Yeah.
And then how do you change it?
I'll show you.
Can any of us do it, or is that a GM thing?
Anyone can do it because I'm making it's now a token on the board essentially that can be moved, touched, and adjusted. So you right click on it and then you can choose side. It'll say multi-sided, and you can say choose side or random side, and then you can set it to, I believe it's 4.
Oh, I see. For Mac users, that's command click.
Right. Apple command this.
I think Gibbs, since he's got the bonus, he's going to cast Eckham's Mask again, because then that actually, if he scores high enough, will give him some protection from spells.
All
if
right.
he scores high enough.
Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to cast again on the next round just to be official.
Oh, Peter, your spell failed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a point of disapproval.
What do you mean it failed? I made my
Yeah.
roll.
No, but
Because
it
the
was
spell duel forced it to fail.
Oh, I see.
Huh.
So
Fucker.
this is probably the risk of clerics participating in spell duels too. Ethan.
Sure.
That's interesting.
Come on, 16. Give me some good. Give me some good.
You got a 4.
Holy shit.
Oh,
4. Well, that at least extends it still. So that's
Takes it back up to 5.
yeah, that's 15. Yeah. But I should think about that the Eckham's Mask can give me some protection against spells if I score high enough.
All right. Is anybody casting a spell?
Yeah.
So
oh,
nobody's firing down the line or nothing. We're
well, we can't
yeah.
see, but Horace is going to move.
As soon as
So here's
Hammy has a shot other than smoke, he's shooting.
Okay.
But I don't have a target other than smoke.
Yeah. So no spells from Hammy or Horace. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm just from the last round initiative. I didn't actually move Horace.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're just
Yeah.
fixing that omission.
Yeah.
Could you put yourself maybe on the side there from all that magic that was swirling around you? Just out of the line of fire is what I mean to say.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
Probably there.
Yeah. All right. So
Finn steps back a little. What the?
so there's this roiling black cloud of smoke that's just, barreling down the hallway. You saw this shadowy humanoid figure that was summoned, as long with this kind of dust-like figure that was also summoned from this caster, where this initial battle of magic, spells and counter spells, lightning bolts and smoke and bolts of blue, all flinging out between the two parties. So, Ethan, the momentum.
Yep. Should be
It's up for the winners, right?
Yep, up for the winners and should stay the same.
Stays for the losers, and then the difference is what, a modifier to the spell check?
Is added to the spell check. Yep.
Okay, cool.
And it's it's 11, so it'd be 11 to 10 for Gib on the wizard, but it would be the wizard would have 11 on 10 against Peter's character.
Yeah, as I've just updated it, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, perfect. We figured this stuff out.
Yep.
And now we're in initiative.
I'm not pleased with it in the least. No, we rolled a 25, remember?
Oh, right. So now we're getting ready for initiative. Are both the spellcasters casting, or are you doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So are we technically still in the spell duel?
If we're casting, we're in the spell duel.
And he's also casting, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Initiative.
Through the mystical.
Come on, horse. H.
We believe in you, man.
Uh-oh.
Gosh
I
darn
don't
it.
know.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, no, it's only a 17.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are down. Here comes this roiling black cloud of smoke. Let's see, how fast does it move?
Probably pretty fast.
Let's see where you guys are. It can get to here, 40. So it sweeps over Horus, and it sweeps over Gerda.
I think just.
No, that's Finn.
Sorry, not Gerda.
That's Finn.
No, it's
Or
Cindella.
Cindella, pardon me. I was trying to remember her name, but I couldn't. Cindella and Horus make a fortitude check. DC.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm just checking. Fortitude check. Fortitude check, DC 16.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, here is Horus. Oh, is this elemental?
It is. It's smoke, it's wind, it's dust.
All right, then Syndela gets a bonus.
Nice. From
How much of a bonus
from the
is it?
giant stone.
Yeah.
Looks like Horus failed. Horus
Okay.
takes 10 points of, or let's see, takes 5 points of choking damage.
Okay.
Huh.
Syndela, you can have a plus. You can have a +3
Okay.
to your elemental save.
Let's see if this
Oh,
calculates correctly.
Let's see. Syndela takes
Nope.
9 points of choking
Ouch.
damage.
Well, that hurt.
Let's see here.
He's at 12 hit points. First took 6.
I hate to be the flying, but I will point out it's 10 o'clock, just so.
I know it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes to here. I think because it's 10 o'clock,
And
we
this is going to be a big fight.
we should finish this round, and then we should wrap it for the evening.
Yeah.
With the heroes making a stand against the waves of magic that are
Descending upon us.
descending upon you. Now, he doesn't have good line of sight because the smoke is screwing him up just as much as it is you guys. So he's not casting any spell right now. He's holding those in reserve because he knows that there are other casters there. He's waiting for him to be drawn into that duel again.
So does does Hammy and Gib have any advantage with this smoke due to
It blocks your line of sight. You can't really see through it.
even though we've got whatever night vision stuff?
Can I get a shot on him with a crossbow? We've got
Make a luck check, Gib. Make a luck check, Cammy.
This is an 11. Yes.
You can make a shot with your crossbow, sure.
Can Syndela and Horus try and basically run through this smoke to get to where he is to attack him?
Charge through the smoke?
Yep.
It's already kind of washed over you, so yes, you could.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already.
I was just gonna bomb rush the wizard, basically.
Okay, bum rush the wizard, sure.
That was the crossbow
If he's
shot.
holding his spells in reserve, he can't spell duel non-spellcasters. So
Right.
I might have hit something behind him.
You might have hit a rock. Sorry, you missed.
It's all right. I gave it a shot.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Hammy's going to back up a little as he's firing. What the hell?
So I will tell you that this smoke is just going to sweeping straight. It's not. It's like it was just blasted out from the wizard.
Okay. So it's
And you know what it does.
Next.
You know what it does when it hits you is I think the warning, the fair warning that I'm giving you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we can't do much more than cover our faces as it's coming. I'm hoping casting protection from... Now, if I cast protection from evil on myself, can he spell duel that?
How about you guys wait to spell duel until I bomb rush him?
So
I don't want to spell duel.
He cannot initiate a spell duel unless you're casting an attack spell against him directly. So
Okay.
he won't. But you would be able to interrupt his spell casting if he was doing like a non-aggressive spell against you.
I want to
something
cast
else.
protection from evil on Horus as he's charging for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and make your spell.
He's bum rushing in there.
Sure. Go ahead and make your spell check.
I appreciate this.
Teamwork.
That's a level 2, right? Or is that a level 1?
It's level 1.
There we go. Okay, +1 for the day. Kamal Nildevar, take care of my friend. Ooh, 21.
Oh.
That's nice.
You know what you kind of sounded like was, and you made the reference earlier about Galaxy Quest. You know, when the guy says, you know, something about hammer. What's the guy that does the thing about smite thee with thy hammer? Or
Oh yeah, but the hammer of Grapthor's hammer.
yes.
That is a fine film.
Oh, that's an awesome film. I really dug that. But at
Level
the beginning of the film, he sounds super unenthusiastic, and then when then he's in his costume's falling apart.
Oh my God, that's Alan Rickman, and he's just
Alan
playing
Rickman.
he's playing the Nimoy denying he's Spock thing,
Yes.
and at the end he's just embracing it as he's leading the troops
Exactly.
forward. All right, so in relation to evil effects, evil creatures and anything else unholy to the cleric's faith, I think these things are probably going to count. The cleric and all allies within 10-foot radius receive a +1 bonus to saving throws against evil creatures. Enemy attack rolls against them suffer a -1 penalty, and damage suffered from evil sources is reduced by 1 point per die. Minimum damage 1 point per die.
Okay, well, let's.
I think they're out of a 10-foot radius, or they will be by the time they've charged him.
So all friends within 10 feet, is that right?
That's what it says. I was hoping I could cast it on him, not me, but it says on the cleric. But
So it's Gib.
Oh.
Make a luck check for Hammy. See if he's in or out of that.
okay, oh, it looks like a closed hammy. Yes, sorry. I guess I don't know my own spell that well.
It's okay.
No, Hammy's out. Well, Gib, you're covered.
Yeah, that's still it is.
And so's Finn.
Still something good.
So I put a
Hammy's
little-
Hammy's
Actually-
covering his
actually,
face with his.
Hammy's actually in it.
Okay.
So-
Either way, he's down. He's looking away, and he's covering his face with his scarf and pulling that hood all the way down.
Okay.
That
well,
monk's thing.
Just remember that you're doing that when I ask you to make your saving throw. As the smoke washes over you.
Exactly.
All right, Syndella and Horus are bomb rushing this guy.
All right. One of you will be able to get there. The other one, there's this shadowy
Thing.
man.
Humanoid figure.
There's this like small gap. One of you can get through there, but the other one could do something else.
Okay. Would it be possible for?
Or unless you can give me some sort of argument for how you can.
So I was gonna say Syndella, because her lucky sign is Wild Child, so she has 10 extra feet of movement.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna, with her and her having an agility of 18, make an attempt to almost barrel roll through this opening as Horus comes in charging behind her, and just surround him with Syndella flanking him and Horus just going head on.
Okay, sure, you can do that.
You're saying she threads the needle right there.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Go ahead and just give me an agility check, DC 20. Let's not see something bad.
No.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you make it. So you came running this way, and then
Jig-jagged.
And then up through here, and then like towards the back. Is that what you're?
Yep.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Pretty much.
Kind of like that, something like that. So
Yeah.
you do come piling through this gap. Go ahead, and we'll come back to you. Go ahead, Horus. Go ahead and make your. Let me move this to the back.
Okay.
We have another idea for a good spell. We'll have to see if it works next week.
All right.
Horus is.
Oh, any deed? Oh well.
Nat 20.
That
Nat
doesn't
20.
matter.
Tell me he shattered the gem again. Tell me he shattered.
Okay, so a couple of things happen here. The
Yeah,
first
one
thing
thing
that
that-
happens
Is the
is
sword
that-
lights up?
Yeah, the sword lights up and bursts into flame, causing the additional damage and the igniting that we talked about earlier. So that's an additional D6 of damage, and then your
Crit. Oh my goodness.
your crit. So your deed didn't go off. So it's a good. So fine thing that you didn't declare one. So now onto your crit table. What is
He
your
panicked.
crit table?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think he would panic. He's just so startled to see Cindella come through there, and he turned to watch her
Like,
barrel
go.
through the dust and
be very unstealthy, and right.
Well, not even go after him. She went
no,
past him.
right.
So what I figured happened is Cindella suddenly comes out of this smoking cloud, just
Mhm.
straight past him. He spins
Running like
around
an
as he
anime
sees movement,
ninja.
and all of a sudden Horus comes up, and now that the wizard's exposed his heart, basically,
Mm,
as he's turned, you just see the sword go straight through the sternum.
okay. What is your crit table and your crit result, please?
D24 on table 5.
Good
I hope
Lord.
it's pin bad guy to the wall with your sword. That's my favorite crit right now.
All right, roll it.
He rolled a
A
20.
10
A 10, eh?
I
on table
can't
5.
believe you critted. That is
You see
beautiful.
red! Inflict an additional d12 damage as you're overcome by battle rage. Double
Uh-oh.
star. What does that mean?
It means I basically start attacking until I don't hit.
Oh, where is
Oh, sorry, it's on page 82. It's two.
Oh,
it's a
it's
couple
in the
pages
crit.
before.
It's in the crit table itself. It's not
Yep.
just not written here in my quick reference that I have.
Yeah. So it says a PC overcome by battle rage may temporarily expend expend points of his personality or intelligence score to enhance the damage on his critical hit. For every ability point he expends, he adds 1d to damage roll.
How much do you spend? I mean, how much do you get for spending a point?
A d12 extra damage.
Oh my God, he's Conan.
Okay, what are you going to spend? What personality point are you going to spend right now to inflict
So,
this additional D12
I can
damage?
spend, let's see, personality or intelligence. I will burn 3 points of personality for this.
Oh, you can choose to spend that much, or is it just one for? Could you read it to me again?
Yeah. A PC overcome by battle rage may temporarily expend points of his personality or intelligence score to enhance the damage on his critical hit. For every ability point he expends, he adds plus 1d12 to his damage roll.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're consumed by blind battle rage. You'll suffer this blind battle rage until you miss, and when you hit, you can choose to expend those points of intelligence or personality to give you an additional d12 of damage. And let's see. To the
ability scores lost in this way return as the warrior heals. Each day thereafter where he does not succumb to battle rage, he recovers 1 point, and the rate's doubled if he rests for the day.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's almost like a spell burn recovery is how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so that's going to be 4d12 plus my normal damage. Which is going to be the... Come on. Oh, geez, that was disgusting. 23.
2 1s, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
But he has a second attack.
It is a killing blow. What happens?
Oh,
well, as I said earlier, he actually just went straight through the sternum. But as he went through the sternum, he pulls his sword out, and blood just gets in his eyes, and his blood starts boiling, and he just starts...
Oh no, we lost Ethan.
Oh no.
Right at the critical moment of explanation.
Hey, are you back? We had you drop out for a minute. Are you back?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He's still. You're
Yeah,
out of
you're
D2.
saying like the blood went into his eyes, and then what happened?
So the blood goes into his eyes as he pulls the sword out, and he just takes his sword. He drops his shield, picks it up with his other hand, and just starts hacking this wizard to pieces.
Okay.
And you just see body parts flying everywhere, gore landing everywhere.
I love it.
It's a slow clap.
A slow clap from the wizard Gib. That's some accolades. I'll tell you what. All right, Sindela, you need to make a save for me as you like barrel through that dust creature.
Okay.
And that save is, let's see, what is this thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, so no, it's actually not a save. You'll just have to deal with it later.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I sense you're coming to church, honey.
Could be.
All
Let me
right.
talk to you about restore vitality and cure condition.
Well, guys, what a session! Holy smokes!
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's literally not over yet.
It's not over though. Though the I see the final panel, is just Horus just standing over the wizard, like just destroying him with this.
That's right.
He actually doesn't even stop. The wizard's like on the ground apart.
Peace.
Yeah, exactly. He's just hacking them to bits.
He's going swinging all around him like
And the last
degrees.
The last panel is Hammy crunching down to cover his face and eyes,
and
and
the wall of smoke is
and Gerda throwing her shield in front of the frail Gib standing there as his eyes are glowing and his fingers crackling with energy.
I love it.
Well, what I love is we know that this fight was about to go badly because Horus got a crit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Well, actually, no. You know that this was serious. This was serious when you get a 20.
Horus to the rescue for sure.
Yeah, that sounds like
Gib. This is a Gib and Horus because Gib blew that fucking earth elemental to pieces.
But that was nothing compared to this. Was some revenge.
This was another split the crystal.
Yeah,
split the portal thing.
This was definitely saved by Horus episode.
Yeah, nice. I'll give it to you. Fuck, it was impressive. Neil's gonna come back. What I miss? Nah, not much.
No,
we did a little exploring.
Some blood and gore on the ground. Where'd that come from?
Nothing. Don't step in that. Watch where you walk.
Oh, all right. Well, what a session. So hits or misses? I think what I heard was a lot of hits from Horus and Gibbs. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, damn straight.
Definitely.
Any misses for any of you guys?
I missed Nils.
Nils.
Yeah. He's just so tall, Another big hit for me was this bit of role playing with this Ifrit or whatever fire elemental it is, but this sort of feeling. I actually feel like we've accomplished something. And of course, the dead wizard now we have, but that whole blowing up that battery or whatever it was, that felt like
the floating disc.
That was
right. I felt like we've accomplished something here.
Mm-hmm.
This is messing with the bad guys one way or another. So it was and woo, and I don't think it's over. That's the scary part.
Oh no, I think this was like a minor lackey, or maybe of one of the council or whatever circle of.
Well, unfortunately, we never got to look at a guy through the portal. It was a silhouette, and on top of it, there's not enough left to identify.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's some information.
Nope.
To be
nope.
A spell book or notes. Maybe not.
Well,
something in his shoe. Maybe something in his shoe. At the bottom, underneath his foot. That was the thing that was not hacked apart.
Well, there's probably a ring on one of his fingers. I think one rolled over there.
Yeah.
You may have to dig through a bunch of stuff to get to it, but
can't believe you rolled 20.
That was awesome.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet I'm gonna roll a 20. Hey,
It was like the Dragon Wall all over again.
it was
Exactly. That's
what
it.
it was.
You split the crystal.
Yep. Horse to the rescue for sure. This one you really took it.
You hear some Kith maidens singing in the background. You're not
Yeah.
sure where they're coming from, but they're definitely there.
Which reminds me, the Kith armor, that was actually somebody's armor. That wasn't the insect
Yeah, it
parts.
was
The insect parts were taken by Slanish God.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the one in the mossy thing.
Right.
Yeah, with the giant worm. Yeah.
Which means Horse's armor will look archaic, but it's armor. It's not made out of those non-metallic bug parts like Slanish.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And you know, this armor's got to be part of the reason he's doing so well. He's got the blessings of the Kithian prince on him.
That's it. That's it. I think
Well,
it's
there was that whole thing, like the Greeks where they would in Troy. It's in Troy, right, where one of the heroes wears somebody else's armor out on the battlefield.
Oh
yeah. It's
Yeah.
Achilles' cousin and lover wears Achilles' armor because Achilles doesn't want to duel with Hector because they won't give him first choice of the slave girls they captured. Just the best of reasons to turn your back on an entire army you've sworn.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially if you're Achilles, you're like
Exactly. You fucking prat. You're screwing your cousin anyway. What do you care what girl you get? Yeah, and so then Hector kicks the shit out of him, kills him, pulls the helmet off, and realizes he's killed not Achilles, and then he feels terrible because because he and Achilles have this sort of personal thing going.
Right, and it was like, yes, I finally bested him.
Right,
but then that whole thing was just
and it wasn't bested,
snatched away from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Hector had been told by Cassandra that he would lose against Achilles, and so when he beats him, I beat him. Cassandra's wrong. No, sorry, she was right, but she was also right about the fact that she's going to be raped on Apollo's altar and then carried off to Athens with Agamemnon because he's such a nice guy.
It's such a crazy story too.
It is, because then Helen just goes back with Menelaus back to Troy and rules over all the slave women that they took from Troy.
So that role-playing game that I gave to you is all about the Battle of Troy, basically. So the players take bands of heroes and they're going around trying to raise armies or do heroic things. And I knew that this is something that you need because you know all that lore that I only just kind of know because of Brad Pitt's portrayal of Troy.
Sullins is the expert. I mean, he's given his daughters classical names, for God's sakes.
Well, right. So that means that you, he, and I mean, you and he need to play it for sure. And I will come to watch. So that's your maybe next convention, Peter. Next Pacific Con.
Yeah. Big Bad Con. No, it's a little too soon.
That's right around the corner. I'm kind of screwed for Big Bad Con because Emily's going to Italy that week as like kind of the spur of the moment.
Oh.
So I've got a dog sit. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna. I probably come in the morning kind of thing for a few hours and then head home, which is a drag, but at least I'll go.
When is that?
It's in October. It's like it's pretty well. It's mostly a role playing convention, kind of on the indie side, with lots of, how did I put it when I described it to Stanley? Interesting characters, interesting personalities, or something like that.
Because part of it's all about inclusiveness.
Yeah, it's all about the fringe elements of the hobby, right? Like the non-binary, the uber nerds, the whatever. That's in Walnut Creek on the weekend of October
Walnut Creek,
19. Is that right, Peter?
I think that's it. Let's see.
Or 23 or something like that. Yeah, so if you want to tag along, Mike,
I don't have it on the calendar, but it's the weekend of the 20th and 21st, I believe.
I think that sounds right, the 20th and 21st. Well, cool, guys.
What a great session.
Yeah,
I needed
fun
this.
session. It was
lots of good role playing.
A blast.
Yeah.
Role playing in this.